Welcome to Hellstormwargaming and welcome to the Invitational Knockout Tournament. This is the semi-final, round 4 of the day.
There's 4 players left, Mikey.
There is 4 players currently in the game.
We start with 32.
Yeah, so
and now we got 4.
Welcome. This is the London Grand Tournament. This is the Knockout Tournament. So it's currently the semi-final. So there's 4 players in the making to become the champion of the Invitational.
Of the London Grand Tournament Invitational, that's right.
Grand Tournament Invitational. It's currently the semi-final, so we're going to have a semi-final tonight. We have started a little bit late, but you know my boys needed a break, so they get a break. I apologise.
The games haven't started. You've not missed anything.
The game, they're just chatting. They're just having a great time. So as long as are you guys having a great time? Have you enjoyed all the coverage?
Are you excited, guys?
Excited. You've had 9 hours of 40k footage so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of 40k.
That's a lot of footage.
That's a lot of 40k.
So you have another 3 hours to make it around 12 hours of footage today, which is just great.
That's a lot of 40k.
Just a lot of 40k, yeah. So 12 whole hours, 12 more hours tomorrow. So today we have the semi-final to go, and then tomorrow we have 3 rounds of the main event, and then the final of the Invitational.
Yeah.
So we have 4 players currently still in the tournament currently. So we have on table, let's call it 1. It's not actually table 1, it's just our table 1.
Okay.
It's going to be Joshua Death, who was on the stream earlier, versus Nick Nanavati.
A basic resident of the stream now.
Yeah, this is the 3rd out of 4 games he's on the stream, so there you
go. I mean, they're both doing incredibly well. Joshua Death just pipped Innes Wilson of Team Scotland ETC fame in the previous game. That was Space Marine on Space Marine. Yeah. Mono and mono, and Josh came out just on top by 1 point in that matchup. And obviously we've got Nick that you guys have just seen live on the stream against Rickard Nielsen with his pure admech. And I have been told multiple times that a knight is pure admech.
It is, yes. So in the ITC you can take a single knight as long as it's admech mechanicus house. Still go in there.
Yeah. So that's table 1, Mikey. What about table 2?
Table 2 we have
a dice down off again.
A dice down off. They're not even putting the dice down. They're picking them all up all the time and then putting them back down in a rolling fashion.
Yeah, that's right. So we have George White and Konrad Bartiewickz, who are both from Dice Down, Mikey.
Yeah, so George has just beaten Simon Priddis. Who's been doing really well. Currently the Warhammer Grand Tournament champion of the Warhammer World events. And then obviously he's versus Konrad, who you've just seen beat Malik. So Konrad sounds like he's got some favourable matchups because he's just got his teammates and going, yeah, let me win, mate.
Yeah,
let me win.
Here, pal, listen up, let me win.
Let me win. But what's he going to do against Joshua Death or Nick? So because neither of those are part of his team. So there you go. Sounds like favouritism. So let's cut into it. Shall we go to table? Let's call it table 2.
Sure.
So let's go to table 2.
Yep.
Let's go to the top down. I want to say a massive shout out to Bad Moon Cafe for sponsoring the stream, making all of this possible. So appreciate it.
Big love. So as you can see, Mikey, very aggressive deployment from George. George did win the roll off and is poised to go first.
Okay, so the mission is what's yours is mine.
What is yours is mine.
And it's yours.
But it's mine.
And it's mine as well.
No, it's mine.
But it's yours.
No.
And that means it's mine.
No, it's mine.
But when it's mine, it's yours.
No, listen.
So when it's yours, it's now mine.
No. If it's mine, it's mine.
That's how it works. What's yours is mine.
It's no.
At least giving us a right look. So it was hammer deployment.
Yep.
George has got 3 knights.
I think Konrad might be scared. Look at how he deployed.
Yeah. So George has got 3 knights. He's got some admech and he's got some guard.
Yep.
So he's got some mortars in the backfield, and then Konrad has the Eldar, the Highlander-ish Eldar, loads of flyers, fire prisms and stuff.
Yeah. It's a good list. Solid.
So they're doing really well. I realise all the scores are just completely messed up, so I'm going to have to try and sort that out quickly.
Okay.
So I think Toby's going to quickly tell us what's happening.
Yeah, so I've just had an update from the table from our resident table 2 table boss, Danny Brook.
Mr. Dan Brook.
And he has given me a little bit of an update about secondaries, which we'll talk about momentarily. But the most important point is that you see how George has banked very hard on this flank.
Yes.
And this is where George placed the objective he placed in what's mine is yours, but also yours and kind of mine.
All that stuff.
Yeah. So he's placed that on this side, so he wants to capitalise on that, and in doing so, he's banked very hard on one flank in order to do that. Let's just quickly touch on their secondaries, Mikey. So we see Konrad rocking out with the Kingslayer, the Titan Slayer. What a shock! He's got 3 knights. Oh yeah, you're rad. And then he's got Recon as well. Recon is something that he's been able to score regularly with those 5 flyers. Sorry. Very, very experienced player with the Eldar flyers. And those secondaries would definitely be my go-tos as well.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
So it's fair enough.
And then after that, we've got George. We've got the Big Game Hunter. No surprise, he's got 8 valid targets for that. Yeah. Mark for Death, which has gone for the 3 prisms, and 1 of the flyers, which again, perfect choice. And then Kingslayer as well. Not sure about Kingslayer, because I'm pretty sure his Warlord is the attack and pike, and I don't know if you can max out when you kill him.
No, that's interesting. Well, I mean, he has what, 5 wounds, and then you get 1. Yeah, that's weird.
Maybe he just thought, I'm just going to run at you and kill you, and then if I get points to that, then fair enough.
Maybe.
It is a list where you table people.
Yeah.
So
have I seen this Pharaoh's points cost? Is that the Iron Hands character? Because no, I haven't. I haven't seen anything. I've been too busy talking about Warhammer for you guys. So there you go. So this is turn 1. As I said, George is going first. He's just kind of just like getting the control at the minute.
Yeah, getting the lay of the land. Snowlaw says, I'm so excited I don't even have any pants on.
Wow.
Neither do me and Mikey underneath this table. So.
No, well, I'm not wearing any trousers. So, I mean, that is a factual...
I can't hear.
Yeah. So, shall we have a quick nosy at table 1? Let's have a quick nosy at table 1. Let's have a look. So, Josh won the roll-off to go first. I've gone to the wrong view, apologise.
Yeah, so Josh won the roll-off, and as before, he's making the Genius of the Cult player go.
Yeah.
It's what you would expect. I mean, this might be a bit mundane for the guys who've been watching the stream, but we'll try and make it exciting for you. But Nick will probably have the same strategy that he employs against every opponent.
Sure.
Grind them down, hope for the best, and just keep chugging away. Get the board, peg your opponent in, and go from there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's generally the go-to with the Genius of the Cult, especially the way Nick plays. It's great.
Exactly. He's a really good player. He's been a real gent on the stream this weekend.
He's top bloke.
Which is really good.
Good stuff.
So the new character is 110 points.
No, he's not. He's not.
Someone said he's 110 points.
No, I think... Oh, if he is actually 110 points...
That is ridiculous.
Please tell me that's a joke. We've looked at his data sheet.
You didn't mean 1,010 points.
Oh my lord.
Oh dear God.
So Mikey, do you want to nip back over to table 2? And we'll ignore this blip deployment phase.
Yeah, it's just whatever.
And we'll go into the shooting phase of the
night.
night.
That's when it actually happens.
So for those who are interested, George White from Dice Down is rocking the free Tyrannus Knights, Mikey. Oh,
yeah,
look at that. That's an incredible view. Look at the air wing. That's Heathrow Airport at the back.
I'm sure it's not Gatwick. I mean, we're close to both.
And again, that's the hill with a knight on top. Perfectly legal.
Because it's a hill.
Exactly. So we have 2 tank commanders. One of them's got a Punisher, one of them's got a red back cannon. We've got 3 units of free mortars, 30 infantry, 3 House Tyrannus Knights.
Wow, okay. Straight on that list. It's the list.
It is the list.
Everyone's using it these days.
It works well.
Knights.
If it works well, don't fix it.
Zombie knights.
And Glarga's just said that he is 110 points. And on power level 6, average is 120 points. Yeah, fair enough. Alex Harrison says he isn't great, he isn't broken. But for his points, he's very good. So take from that what you will.
Yeah, there we go. So we're going to get an update from...
It looks like we have a list of pre-game stuff from Nick Nanavati. So Nick has gone ahead and chosen engineers. Expected. Recon, what a surprise. And Butcher's Bill. Could be interesting. Butcher's Bill. I think he has the capacity to actually kill 2 units a turn. That's not going to be a problem for him.
Sure.
And Josh has gone for Headhunter, so kill all the characters. They're really squishy. We've been over this plenty of times.
Yeah.
Butcher's Bill again, kill 2 units. Again, relatively easy against Genius of the Cult. They're like absolute glass cannons. And Reaper. So that's kill 80 models over the course of the game, Mikey.
Which is fair.
Again, something that you'd probably expect from a player playing against Genius of the Cult. Okay, so there's an absolute scroll of things that have been done before game. So Nick has obviously opted for the reroll charge icon on the Acolyte icon ward. His Primus has got the +3 auras. He's got Psychic Stimulus on... This says TH. I'm going to imagine that is one of the casters that he has, one of the Psychers. Unfortunately, no more information on that, but he's got a Psychic Stimulus, a Mass Hypnosis, Mind Control, Mass Hypnosis again, Might from Beyond, and Psychic Stimulus again. So plenty of sort of offensive psychic powers coming in there from the Genius of the Cult player, as you'd imagine. I think he's kept them the same for the majority of the games.
Yeah.
And then in the blips, he's got 10 aberrants, the demo bikes, the rock saws, the Twisted Helix Patriarch, the Primus, the Magus, the Alphas, the Icon, the Bladed Cog aspect of his list, and then the Nexus. And they come out at the end of the movement phase.
So they'll be there, like the hand flavors and stuff like that.
Yep. So. And then what happens is obviously we use that free CP stratagem to put 3 units back into Deep Threat, Mikey.
Yeah.
So they can come back during any point in the game, even up to turn 6.
Do what you like.
Just do what you want.
Yeah. So in this game, Joshua Def won the roll-off. He's getting a bit hilarious. So Joshua Def won the roll-off to decide who goes first.
Yep.
So he made Nick settle first.
Yeah, exactly. Which is 100% the right thing to do.
So the Genius of the Cults want to retaliate all the time. So that's what they're going to do.
They're rocking hammer and anvil deployment, which is generally a good thing for support playing against GT the Cult, right? Because you have plenty of room to screen out and well, I mean, I think Josh has plenty of models, so that should be fine. But if you had a very small amount of models, it would be difficult.
It will be, yeah.
So not much to report on table 2 at the minute. Table 1 rather.
So we'll come back to table 2.
Sure. Who went first here? Boris.
So obviously Joshua Death is setting up second, so going second. So he's making Nick go first, and then on here George went first. So there's a little bit of lag, so I apologise.
Shaky Tom says there's more planes on that table that take off from Doncaster Airport every day. There's only 5. That's not that many, Tom. Honestly, it could be a lot worse.
Yeah, so because Conrad's running like a really old, it's kind of like an old school because of the fire prisms and stuff. But
Is that why you say Highlander? Is that what you mean by that?
So a Highlander list, if you played in a Highlander event, what would happen would be you can't take more than one of the same unit without taking in every other unit in that choice. So for example, like heavy support, you'd only be able to take 1 fire prism unless you've taken every other heavy support in that.
Okay.
Before you can double up, unless it's troops or dedicated transports. Conrad's been running a different type of list, but he's got lots of different types of units rather than spamming one unit. He's got like lots of different. Obviously, he's got 5 flyers, so he's obviously doubling up there.
Yeah,
but
he's only got 2 selections though. So.
Yeah,
3 Crimson Hunter Exarchs, 2 Crimson Hunters, 3 Fire Prisms, loads of characters on bikes, and then 3 units of 8 Storm.
The issue is as well is we had a player called Par Highlander earlier, so I was thought we were talking about a particular list, and I was like, what?
Yeah, so Boris, Nick is going to be going first in the GSC matchup, and then obviously we've got George on the screen now going first. Pans85, thank you so much for the follow.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for the follow. So yeah, it should be an interesting matchup. This is the semi-final. Tank is watching very closely, so Tank doesn't have any other tables to work on. So what he's going to do every so often, he's going to come in and tell you just. He's going to come in and give updates about everything that's happening. So he's going to do like a quick rundown of like how the games are going so far. So hopefully to break it up a little bit, make it more interesting, and make sure you guys can keep up. I can see that we've got a little bit of frame drop, so I do apologise about that, but hopefully it catches up in a few.
I'm just getting an update now from the table, on table 2. So George's shooting update coming in hot, guys.
Okay.
The Knight on the Hill.
Yeah.
Split fire into Fire Prism.
Yeah.
Next to Konrad.
Okay.
And the second plane from Konrad as well.
Right. Okay. So
you see them in the top right of your screen.
You can see it's got some dice on the base, some little white ones, and that'll be wound counters, I imagine.
Sounds like it's been a bit of a whiffer, Mikey.
That's the thing, they are late top flyers, so they're all -2 to hit, which is just insane.
It looks like we've been splitting fire a lot, Mikey, and I don't actually think he's killed anything yet. If I could just get an update from Danny at the table. Did anything die, Danny? Just a single scat bite died.
Okay, not a lot then. Not a lot at all, really.
No, that's not good.
So, interesting. Oh, you got a nice image of Conrad's head. There you go. Conrad, stop knocking the lights, mate. We'll just cut to the top down so you can actually see what's going on.
Okay.
So Dan's just updating Toby so we can kind of find out what's going on. But I want to say thank you for everyone who's tuning in. You're absolute legends. Currently 90 people watching, which is amazing. We had a really good day. I hope you've all guys enjoyed the coverage. This is only day 1. There's another 2 days of gaming after this. So no stress.
So it basically just sounds like, Mikey, sorry to interrupt, an update from the table from Danny.
Sure.
Lots of split fire, lots of damage put out, none of it being decisive, no units destroyed, no kill for George in turn 1.
Okay.
And I mean, there's a few bits of small arms fire, mortars and such. It looks like it's going to be Conrad's turn coming up soon, and the guns are going to come to bear. So that's it. That's the end of turn 1 for George.
That's it. So end of turn 1.
Yep.
Hopefully we'll get a points update from
nice fast
Dan.
turn. We'll go see how we're getting over on the deployment phase.
Yeah. So let's go to the deployment phase on table 1 because it's GT the Cult, so you just keep going and going and going and going and going. So it looks like the 2 ducks are in the middle of the board. They are very important.
Mighty Ducks.
The Mighty Ducks. Oh, that was a film, you know. It's about ice hockey called The Mighty Ducks. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
That's right then. It's alright then. Good job you knew. I was just telling you. So it looks like we're still deploying with the white scars. The objectives being very close. The Dangalang, thank you very much for follow. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good day. 2,500. No, it's a 2,000 point tournament. This, so 2,000 points for each player. GT the Cults versus Imperial Fist, Crimson Fist, and White Scars Soup. So he's got like a supreme command of White Scars. He's got Crimson Fists and Imperial Fists So it should be really good. Arnakeel Lol, thank you very much for following.
Okay.
Very appreciate it.
So we heard James, the head TO of the Invitational, over at the table already. Not that it's much of a problem. Nick was just asking, how is he going to be able to charge if those guys are on top of that ruin in the top right of your screen?
Okay.
And there has been a rule in at the LGT Invitational, whereas if there's a gap, you can put a model there, basically.
Okay.
I think that's what has been ruled at the table. I'll just double check that before. Again, just getting an update here.
I have just noticed that about the scores. I really apologise. Toby, can you just chat for a bit?
Yeah, I love chatting, so don't worry about it. Just getting an update from the table. Okay, so there's been a slight mistake at the table from George, unfortunately. He forgot to declare his old grudge before the start of the game. So both players have agreed to swap old grudges for Grand Strategist, which is very honourable of Konrad. Didn't have to do that. Keeps the atmosphere nice and amicable at the table. So the company commander near the hill now, not company commander, sorry, tank commander now has the Grand Strategist Warlord trait instead of old grudges. Might be a bit of a detriment to the Imperial Suit player. I'm sure you'd imagine it is. But Grand Strategist isn't the worst situation either. They do want plenty of command points to throw into that list and makes it better. Omen of the Undead. Can you get 3 knights into 2,000 points? You can get knights into less than 1,500 points. Knights are very cheap for what they do. Can you guys update the score sheets, Heldrich? Yes, Mikey's on with that now. We do have a slight issue with the technology in that department. It is getting fixed as soon as we can, and we will definitely sort that. Karl Max says, Toby. Hi. Anarchy lol, what are the ducks? Sorry coming in late. It's a bit of a meme. I'll be honest with you, I'm a part of it and I don't understand it, so me trying to explain that to you is probably not going to work. So just roll with it and see what happens. So for those who are just joining us, thanks for joining in with us on your Friday evening. It's currently 9 PM in the UK. We have the London Grand Tournament 2019 Invitational Semi-Final going on. That's 4 players. We start with 32, and we've got 4 players remaining. So we've got George White with his Imperial suit. We've got Konrad with a complicated surname I can't really pronounce properly, so I'm going to avoid, with his Eldari suit. And then we've got Nick Nanavati with his Gene Stealer Cult, and Joshua Deft, both of which are from America, and Josh is rocking Space Marines, so it's good to see Space Marines in the Final 4. We've got Eldar Planes, Knights, Space Marines, and Gene Stealer Cult in the Final 4, basically. George has just finished his first turn over on table 2, which I will just transfer to in just a second. So it looks like Konrad's in his movement phase. It'll be interesting to see what these planes can do in retaliation to the night turn, basically. If he can stay outside of 12, which is going to be unlikely because these knights can move 12 and then obviously shoot miles. So Konrad needs to be 24.1 inches away with these planes to avoid missing out on that additional -1 to hit Mikey.
Okay.
So Mikey's back with me now.
Sorry about that. So he realised that I'd given Elliot the wrong score sheet. Totally my fault. So he was updating the scores, quite happily updating them, and then it wasn't updating on the screen because we were using the wrong one. So we'll just double check. We'll cut back to table 1. Just have a look. It should be fine. It should be fine. That looks better. So that is. It's currently only turn 1. So Nick's going first and Ellie just deployed. So we just need to update. So the scores are wrong currently. So basically, the scores are 0-0, but the names are correct.
Yeah.
Nick versus Josh.
Wafrog says, can you clarify the rules around charging rooms a little more, please? I don't know if this is 100% the truth, so you are more than... The best way for you to find out is by messaging a TO or messaging the LGT itself. But I think it's being ruled the same way as they've ruled the hills, whereby because your model base is not square, there will always be a gap for you to be able to charge. And I think that is the rule they're employing. Again, don't take that for gospel because we don't make the rules, we just stream the event, Mike.
Yeah.
Okay.
So one thing I saw, the way this rule was used, is that you can, because there'll always be a gap, if you can't place your model, you can count as being in the gap. However, if there is a gap, a physical gap being there, they have to charge to that place. So, for example, if you've got this hill and you cover that hill,
Okay.
you can count. We'll call it wobbly model. That's
Okay.
the rule. So
Yep.
you can charge into like a little gap that's sticking out.
Yep.
And pretend they're in combat.
Yeah. Okay.
However, if he fills the ruin and the unit's charging from the one side, and he leaves a gap at the back to fit a base.
Yep.
The model charging has to be able to be placed onto that gap.
Okay.
So if he fills the area, then he can count as being wobbly model. But if he leaves one gap, then you have to charge to the gap that can physically fit.
I hope that made things clear.
So it's a bit weird, it's a bit janky, but this is because of homemade terrain, hills, and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so.
it's tough.
I mean, the terrain's really good. It's just created some weird obscurities. I imagine they're going to be changing it for tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll see what happens, Mikey, in Konrad's shooting phase. This could be a big turn. If you can drop one knight, amazing. If you can drop two, absolutely outstanding. Maybe you'll go for the company commander. I keep saying company, I mean tank commander.
Tank commander.
Obviously, there's no old grudges, Mikey, after that slight hiccup by George.
That's a bit brutal.
Yeah, I mean...
Shouldn't be making these mistakes at this time, but he's late, so
exactly.
brutal.
I mean, they've both played 9.5, 10 hours of 40k in one day so far. So you can kind of forgive mistakes like that, but at the same time, it's the pinnacle of UK 40k right now.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a bit tense.
Yeah. So what we'll do now, we'll cut to Reporter Cam, who's just going to give us a quick update about all the games that are happening. So we'll be cut to Tank now.
Yeah, there's only 2 games going now, so no off-stream reporting games to tell you about. So I've just been keeping an eye on the tables. So on the Knight and the Flyer table, Konrad and George won the roll to go first and took first. Looks like he's trying to sort of alpha strike the Flyers and get a bit of table position. Nick Nanavati and Josh Deff. Josh Deff won the roll to go first and has given Nick first turn because obviously Nick would have wanted second as a GSC player, and it's also good for ITC generally. Did you ask the internet? Because I'll tell you the truth. Yeah, the internet be kind to Josh. He's a sweetheart. Nick's just deploying now. He's used the stratagem to return one of his aberrant squads, his bike squad and his rock saws back into reserves, and they can come back as late as turn 6 if he want. And he's kind of done his trademark thing of leaving one set of aberrants on the table. 1 second, Nick's shouting me. Oh, come on! Yeah, he'll do his trademark thing, deploying one set of aberrants and using the GSC Cloud of Flies type stratagem to protect them from shooting first turn, where they can only be targeted if they're the closest visible enemy unit. So I'll send you back to Toby, who will take you back to the stream, and I'll give you an update later if I've got anything exciting.
Okay, guys, welcome back. Thank you very much for that, Tank. Appreciate the update. It's always nice to have a bit of insight into what's going on from an outside perspective. We're currently still here in Konrad's shooting phase. I'm sure we'll get an update on exactly what's shooting what momentarily. But if I was Konrad, I would have made sure the gap between the Knights and the Flyers that you can see now is 24.1 inches. This is just to make sure that those Knights will not be shooting without avoiding the -1 to hit for ally talk 12 inches, right? They move 12 inches. If they advance, they can't shoot. And if they only move 12 inches, they're going to stay outside rather, the area of which Konrad wants, where those Flyers are -2 to hit. Knights hitting on 5s is not
it's
good.
It's rubbish. So just want to say sorry, I am back. Hopefully I'm going to stay for the rest of this game. I was just talking to the awesome Mr. Rufio Symes and John Scrivens of the Honest Wargaming. So if you want to catch some hot Age of Sigmar action from the London Grand Tournament tomorrow, then make sure you tune into their stream. It'll come up on screen today. So sometime it's on the bottom in the scrolly text. So twitch.tv/The Honest Wargamer for Age of Sigmar content tomorrow. Because they are babes.
So I've just got a psychic phase update from Table 2 with George and Konrad.
Sure.
One knight has been successfully doomed and jinxed. And the scat bikes have been successfully guided, Mikey.
Yeah. Hey, Hell, Henny, how you doing?
It looks like hell is about to rain down on one of these knights. You would imagine that a doomed and jinxed knight would probably...
That many Flyers.
Hit the dust. And the scat bikes, they have so many shots, Mikey. There's a unit of 9 there. They have 6 shots each.
Yeah. That's a lot. That's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of
54 shots, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is really tough.
That was really good maths, dude. Nikos says, "Oh my god, I love those guys."
Yeah. Well, you better check them out because I've heard they're really
Who's
good as well.
Nikos?
So
What a loser.
Nikos, I've heard they've got like a guy called a Necron player on their channel called Nikos as well. So he's a bit of a loser.
So it looks like if we just flip over to table 1, Mikey, Nick has just finished with his blips. So you guys will see where a GC Liquid player will put his. Oh, and this is it. Like this is it. This is Nick's turn 1 movement. He's probably going to say, "Okay, that's my turn," and then it's going to be Josh's turn.
It's just a joke with GC the Colts, isn't it? Just
100%.
like just put some counters down and do what you want. Just do whatever.
Yeah.
So.
Those red things you see on top of those hunters, they are not blips. They're going to be wound trackers, I imagine.
Yeah.
It's not mine, mate. Yeah, so the scat bags are opening up into the Doomed and Jinxed Night, Mikey. So we'll see what happens in that regard.
Let's go and have a look. There's so many shots going into which night is doomed.
Danny, is it the night on the hill that's doomed? Is it the night on the hill that's doomed? Oh, it's the one in the middle with no cover, Mikey.
The one in the middle with no cover. Unlucky.
Unlucky.
So just so many dice rolls here.
There's a lot of dice.
There we go. Scatter lasers going in. I'm sorry, Nikos. I'm only playing.
Yeah, so the second volley from the scat bags are coming in now just because of dice. Each player's got 20 dice here, Mikey, so he's got 54 shots, right? So.
They're going to be here a long time. Ramus Olsen 2603. Thank you very much for following. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? Really appreciate it.
Have you had a good day, Mikey?
Mate, I've had a fantastic day. Do you know what? I'll tell you a little secret about myself. I absolutely love Warhammer. I love chatting about Warhammer. So I'm having a great time. I hope you guys are enjoying the coverage. We are doing the best we can. We are limited. We are having a few technical issues, which is, it's normal. It's live telly. Sometimes you can't escape technical issues. So, but I want to say massive thank you to everyone who's tuned in. You're all legends. We've had really, really good viewership all day, which is amazing for us. You guys being here, even there's only one person, but you guys being here makes it worth doing all this. It makes it worth the trip and what's happening. So yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it. So we're going to get an update from Table 1 and Table 2 at the same time, I think. So yeah. So
I've just got an update from Table 1, Mikey.
Yeah, shall we just find out how many wounds he's done? Or is he still going?
Yeah. We don't have to swap to Table 1. It's not really that eventful. It's GC the Cult early game, Mikey. What do you expect?
Go for it.
Just nothing much to say other than Nick secured hold 1. Successfully casted Psychic Stimulus, so those aberrants are going to fight first if anything comes their way.
Sure.
And also successfully casted Might from Beyond on the same unit.
Nice.
So a bit of a deterrent, right?
Yeah, which is really good.
Bum. Guns o'clock on table 2.
Mikey loves Warhammer. Whoa, calm down with telling us all your secrets. Exactly, I do love Warhammer.
Let me tell you a secret.
Thanks, Nikos. I really appreciate it. Even if we did insult you a minute ago.
That's a different Nikos.
Yeah. All I'll say is I've learned a lot from Honest Wargaming working with those, and you're all babes. Yeah. So, and Robbie's here. We'll hopefully be chatting with him, having a great time. John Scrivens has got a bum bag on, and he looks like
wearing
a boss.
bum bag.
There you go.
What does his top say? Let's get
jiggy with it.
What does
your t-shirt say?
Scriver, what does your t-shirt say?
He's too busy doing work.
He's busy.
What a loser.
So we've got a bit of crowd gathering, Mikey, for these games. It's exciting. I'm looking forward to the final and the crowd.
This is the semi-final. There's only 2 tables, so it means people don't have to walk around anymore.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the thing. I think we've had a good crowd. It's slow. It's not grown a lot, but it's just got closer and closer.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Chris Webb says, "How do we get on the stream tomorrow? Look hella cute." Exactly. Look hella cute. Come and bribe me. Probably not.
If you wear Hellstormwargaming merch, you're probably gonna get on
If you're wearing Hellstormwargaming merch, you are going to get on stream. Hands down. Promise. Is John wearing his mom jeans? He's wearing them quite high, to be fair, as you would in. I'm trying to look at John Scrivens' bum.
Mikey, we've got some tactics of the tabletop.
Which table?
Coming on table 2 from Konrad.
Okay.
Shows that his experience with this game. He's used link fire on the fire prism, right? And
okay.
The final fire prism fires it hit all his guns at the end of the shooting phase.
Yep, reroll all hits and wounds.
But Konrad is very aware that George is going to bring a zombie knight back to life. So, because it's Konrad's turn, he decides the sequence of when that happens. We saw this in game 1, right?
Yeah.
So Konrad is basically waiting to fire the final fire prism with linked fire until George gets back up with a knight and then pops in with the final fire prism.
Yeah, so because it's the timing, so they both happen at the end of the phase.
It's the sequencing.
So it's the sequencing. So, because it's Konrad's turn, he decides the order. So what would happen is the knight dies, and then he forces it to get back up at the end of the phase. And then at the end of the phase, the fire prism shoots. So Konrad goes, "I'll let your knight get back up, and then I'll shoot."
One linked fired fire prism.
Yeah. Any predictions from the Hellstorm team who makes the final? So shall we make some calls?
All right. On three, we'll both say who we think is going to win on table 2. That's George and Konrad.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Konrad.
Oh.
Okay.
And then table 1.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Nick.
We think it's going to be Nick versus Konrad.
Yeah, we do. A lot can happen. Maybe we'll get proved wrong.
We could be wrong.
It'd be great to be proved wrong because it means that we'll have good games in front of us.
Yeah, exactly. Ace Face says, "Tell Scriver to stay away from the bar." So if he weren't so, he's drinking already.
He does have a beer in his hand.
Yeah, but he's well busy, so we'll stop bugging him.
We'll leave them to
as
it.
much as I love bugging him.
Raspberry Red says I talk a lot of Warhammer and the missus hates it.
I bet.
That's not true. Missus don't hate Warhammer.
No.
Yeah, they do.
I'm quite lucky. My missus works at a Wargaming shop, so there you go.
You probably get more bored of it than she does.
Probably.
Just to do it for a living.
Talking about Magic the Gathering. And just kidding, I love Magic.
That's not Warhammer 4000.
For apostrophe 000. So we're going to find out what's happening on table 2.
So, Mikey.
Yes, mate. Go. What's
if
happening?
I said to you, a Crimson Hunter Exarch can kill the tank commander in one round of shooting, would you believe me? Well, you bloody better.
Bloody better. We shouted so loud that the bikes are peaking.
No, it did. It did.
Well,
So one Crimson Hunter Exarch. So it could be a perfect storm for Konrad here in this first turn.
Perfect Hellstorm, as it were.
Stop
copyright.
Stop it. And that's great news for Konrad. Obviously, really terrible news.
So there you go. So one tank commander remaining.
That was the battle cannon tank commander, wasn't it?
Oh, with a relic battle cannon.
With a relic battle cannon.
So that's the minus 3 damage.
Flat 3, yeah.
Flat 3. Which is just horrific.
Ouch. So, I mean, it's obviously clear that Konrad knows
he's
what
going
to
for the jugular.
One knight has about 5 wounds left.
Oh, terrain nudge. There we go.
Controversial.
Controversial. Nick Nanavati just got a match on Tinder. So there you go. That's what Nick's doing tonight. He's just got a match on Tinder. What a lad. What's her name on Tinder? Or his, who knows? You know, it's a free country.
So just quickly flip over.
Is YOLO the chaplain? So we're going to have a look at table 1.
So the Slaplin.
The Slaplin!
Has been buffed to high hell by Joshua Death.
Okay. Do we know whereabouts he's gone?
I think he's inside the ruin. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, no, he's not. He's there in the centre objective. Can you see that? With the red helmet?
Yeah, I can.
He's looking to charge the Aberrants.
Number 3 objective.
He's looking to charge the Aberrants.
Sponsored by Scarcast
He's got 7 attacks, Mikey. He's looking to charge the Aberrants, kill the Aberrants. But, I mean, they did get Psychic Stimulus off, so he's going to trade model for model, or model for multiple models.
So, Psychic Stimulus is where they basically fight as they die.
Yeah. No, they don't.
No, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's a stratagem. That's a stratagem.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll be able to do that anyway. Psychic Stimulus is where you interrupt. So if he wants to fight twice, he'll have to wait, presumably, until the Aberrants have fought before he can fight twice.
So going with the Slaplin.
But they got Might from Beyond, so that's +1 for +1 attack. So
yeah, which is going to be really good if he can. Even if he loses the Slaplin for 90 points, if he can take a big, massive chunk of Aberrants out, that'd be super good.
Yeah,
because both of them can fight as they die.
Yeah.
Because the Aberrants will do it as a stratagem before they die, and then as the chaplain dies, he can then fight with it. So, like, it's just a double blow. It depends who can do the most damage at that point, basically.
Yeah. Warhammer combat phase, fight when you die. You heard it here first, folks.
Do whatever you like, phase. That's what I say.
Raspberry Red, I missed the rest of the Malik Konrad game. Obviously, Konrad won, but anything big go down? Honestly, not really.
No. I wasn't really watching that game, so it's all on you, mate. What can you remember?
Yeah, so Konrad basically had a perfect storm.
He got him.
He rolled really well with his saves, his damage. I mean, Malik, maybe questionable things about targeting, but again, I said this at the time, I'm less qualified than Malik. So, I don't know.
He won the Amsterdam GT when I was in second.
I'm going to have to budge in.
Okay, what table?
George.
Let's go to table 2.
The knight in the middle.
Wait,
How much damage do knights do when they explode, Mikey?
How much damage do
knights do when they explode?
D6.
Okay, and what's the distance they can explode?
If I remember rightly, I think it might be 2d6.
2d6. Guess what George rolled for his knight that just blew up in the centre of the board?
I reckon he rolled double 1.
No, he rolled 12 inches on the explosion radius. He rolled a 6 to explode, no CP reroll, and then rolled
12-inch
2 6s.
explosion.
Look at
Conrad's
Konrad.
looking at me. So Conrad's just looking at me, and he's just sticking his arms out, and he's like, "What the hell?
what's
Shall we
going on?
show people what he's doing?" Well, we're going to reenact it. He's like this. He's like this. He's like, "What's going on? What's going on, bro? What's going on?"
Not good. So, just updates from Danny. 6 guardsmen dead in one squad, 4 guardsmen dead in another squad. It looks like the poo is hitting the fan, Mikey.
The shit is hitting the fan. It's after watershed.
Okay, yeah. The
It's
shit
after the real
has
watershed
hit
this
the
time.
fan.
I mean, so yeah, what can you do?
1 company commander with relic battle cannon, 1 knight. You see it there, dead.
Boom.
And Konrad's still got a fire prism to fire
Conrad's
as well.
laughing.
But I think it has to
He's
fire
just laughing.
at the same target.
Yeah.
So.
So I played Alex Harrison yesterday. It was a
Okay.
bit of a practice game, and the exact same thing happened to me. A repulsor exploded and killed everything in my deployment zone. Just hilarious.
Them's the breaks, man.
It happens. You know.
Especially with knights. I mean,
D6 mortal wounds. You're just like, okay, cool, GG. So Danny's going to update us exactly what's happening. It looks like he's playing around with the unit in the middle. Let's get a top-down view so we can see. Looks like Konrad's rolling.
yeah,
some dice.
so Konrad just charged the Autark into a unit of guardsmen, maybe just to get another kill one. He actually took 4 mortal wounds there, that Autark though, for his troubles from the explosion. But he's got 6 wounds total. He's got protect on, so he's got that 3+1.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, I mean, what
Nice
it does,
to
it gives
see.
him a little bit of free movement as well,
Yeah.
and gets to move stuff around.
So we're still in the movement phase on table 1, so we're not missing anything just yet. If we do get any updates or any spicy things going on that table, I'll definitely be sure to flip it over.
Let's be real. What's going to happen is we're going to be watching this game for most of it because they're both alpha armies.
Yep.
And then when they're basically done, that's when Nick
We'll
actually
start
starts
talking
playing a
about-
game.
I mean, it's the same every time.
It's almost like Genius of the Cult have one trick, and it's just keep ramping up until turn 3. Bring in the anvil. It's like the hammer, and then in turn 3 they bring the anvil to hit the hammer.
Yeah, exactly. And that's just how it works. It's tried and tested, works very well. Why would you change it? Answer, you wouldn't. So, and that's that.
So yeah, so this game's way more interesting. So here we go. I think we're doing some points now. So
Yeah, we
Danny's
are.
going to update
Looks like
us.
Conrad's got 9 points, Mikey.
Oof. So he's got 4 for Kingslayer because that was the Warlord knight he's obviously killed. 1
Yeah.
for Titanslayer for doing damage to the next knight. Recon, kill 1, hold more, and
9 points in
kill 1,
turn.
hold 1, and kill more. Yeah, that's a huge. So just by killing that knight, basically,
And that's
just ramped
more
him
than
right
a
up.
third of George's firepower gone. Given the fact that he's killed 1 tank commander with a relic battle cannon
Yeah,
and a knight.
yeah. What can you do? What can you do?
Yeah.
So
So we've got end of the round update coming in from Danny Brook.
yeah. So we're just doing some morale checks, I think, for these units as well. George is going to get hold more because he's holding 3 objectives, I believe, to Conrad's 2. Oh no, it's Conrad's 1, I think. So yeah, 9-2 at the end of turn 1, which is just a little bit daft.
So to George's detriment as well with the Tyrannus stratagem to get back up, Mikey, because Konrad scored 4 Kingslayer points off the 1 night.
Yeah.
When he got back up, he was able to score a Titanslayer point.
Oh shit, yeah.
So yeah,
You can choose it for a second.
it's not all. Yeah, it's not all great to get back all the time.
No, it's not all sunshine and rainbows when you played against Conrad.
No, it's not. I played against
really
Konrad
not.
and it's really
I
not.
played against him a lot. We used to play 7th edition.
Really?
Back in the day.
I don't want to talk about 7th edition.
Silly game. So there you go. So going into George's turn 2, 9-2. This is bad.
It looks pretty tough. It looks like
pretty
George is. I'm not sure if he's going for damage mitigation or. I'll be honest, Mikey. From this side of the table, it looks a bit defeated already.
Yeah. So Glarger's pointed out that the knight can't get back up if it exploded. So did that actually happen?
That's a good point.
So the knight can't get back up if it exploded. There you go.
Does it not? It dies first, then comes back, and then explodes. No.
No, so if it explodes, it can't. Basically, it dies. If it didn't explode, then you can use a stratagem.
Yeah. Okay. But would it explode again the second time when it dies in the same phase?
But you can't get back up if it's exploded.
No, but it didn't explode the first time. But when it dies the second time, does it explode? No.
Okay, cool. There you go. So that's
So, I
what's
mean-
happened. So because
That's
Conrad chooses
just
the
hear it
order.
from the table. That is what happened.
Thank you, Glad, for pointing that out. So what's happened is, Double O Donut has pointed it out. So the knight died. He used the zombie stratagem. 3 CP gets back up on D3 wounds.
Yep.
Conrad had used the linked fire stratagem with the fire prism, so that at the end of the phase, the fire prism gets to shoot with a reroll all hits and all wounds. The knight died.
Mikey, I've just found out why he wasn't able to reroll that explosion either. He rerolled the get back up.
It's on a 4+, right?
And he failed it the first time. Re-rolled it to get back up.
So the order was the knight died. At the end of the phase, it gets back up.
Yep.
Because it's Konrad's turn, he chooses the order. Does link fire happen first, or does the zombie knight get back
Konrad
up
gets
first?
to decide.
So Konrad chooses.
Yep.
Then he killed the knight that just got back up, and then it exploded.
Exactly.
That was the order. I apologise. It is tough sometimes to get every single live detail. We get as many details as we can, and then we'll always correct our mistakes.
And
so
Dan just turned around, smiled at me, and said 12 inches. I'm not sure if he's talking about the knight or something else.
That was the explosion. So when it finally got back up, because he'd used the CP, because it only gets back up on a
3 6s in a row,
4+.
Mikey.
Yeah, it only gets back up on a 4+, so CP reroll it because he's failed it initially.
Yep.
And then, boom. Does it explode? 6. Does it, how far? 12 inches.
Clark, so the knight gets back up at the end of the phase, and that's fine, but when it link fire happens also at the end of the shooting phase?
Yeah, so with the fire prism, it shoots at the end of the phase, so they both happen at the same time. So what happens is the player who has whose turn it is chooses order in that situation. It's in the make call rules. If it's outside of a turn, you roll off. But if it's in a turn, it's the player whose turn it is currently decides the order. So the order was knight gets back up, fire prism shoots.
Yep. Simple.
So I apologise for the confusing explanation, but hopefully that answers all your questions. So knight dies, gets back up, fire prism shoots, knight dies again, knight explodes, kills everything with it. So there we go. So that's how you got Titan Slayers and Kingslayer. Whew, we're getting there. It's been a long day, boys. It's been a long day. We started streaming 11 and a half hours ago. So
if you want to tip over to table 1, Mikey,
table 1.
There's a drop pod in a deployment zone.
You what?
There's a drop pod.
There's a drop pod in Warhammer 40k.
Yep, you see that in the bottom left of your screen, guys?
I still don't get it.
There's a drop pod there. It looks like Josh is being aggressive. Look at where those hunters are.
He's just trying to spread out by the looks of it.
Balls to the wall.
Balls to the wall.
Yeah, he's trying to cover as much ground and prevent that.
Prevent the G-Stealers going wherever they like.
Exactly, the wrap and trap. Billsybub at 6990.
Beelzebub.
Thank you. Sorry. No, Belzy.
Beelzy.
Thanks for the follow anyway, dude. Appreciate it.
Thank you, dude.
Thanks for spending your Friday night with us, guys.
Yeah.
We're certainly enjoying ourselves, so we hope you're enjoying yourselves.
So, quick roll call. Where's everyone from? What country do you originate from? We're just wondering about viewership.
Mikey's just
having a great time.
Yeah.
Elliot and Dan having a great time. You guys good? They're dancing. Dan's having a great time. He's smiling. He's drinking coffee. Let's call it coffee. I also have coffee mixed in with my Monster, so there you go.
I just drank a glass of coffee. Scotland. Dave Murray from
Dave
Scotland.
Murray. I think we've met, haven't we? Did we meet at the LCO? Shaky Tom Yorkshire representing. Yes, White Rose.
Anarchy Lol USA.
Hi, dude. How you going? Whereabouts in the USA? Minnesota, for one of them. I don't know what that exact was, but there you go.
I'm not sure what that was either.
So thank you very much. Tune in all around the globe, which is just amazing. We got Melton in Sweden, amazing. How's the weather over there this time of year? Got Malmo coming up next Malmo event next month, which is pretty cool.
Are you going to that?
No, but it's coming up.
Yeah.
Riverside, California. Is that right? Riverside, CA. That's California,
that's California.
Right? There we go. I know stuff.
The Dangalang.
Glarg from Scotland as well. California, USA. Oh, so it's Scotland and California. They're dominating,
pretty much
dominating factions in this chat.
We have a demographic of California and Scotland. Couldn't be further apart.
Looking after Elliot's shed. Thanks, Carl. Appreciate it. MMX James is from Enfield Travelodge, previously Yorkshire, waiting for pizza. Well, there you go. So James was on the stream earlier. Absolute legend.
What happened? He wasn't on the stream.
He was getting interviewed earlier.
Oh yeah, of course he was. Sorry, I thought you meant playing.
So he made a mistake which would have cost the other player the game, and he forfeited the game, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, so hats off to
MMX
him.
James is a legend.
Didn't have to do that.
Chris Frozen is here. He's been hanging about all day. How you doing, bro? Make sure you go and check out his painting stream. It's really cool. Timu Jucelius from Finland. Hello.
Ideas
another Scotland.
There's so many Scottish fans. Like I didn't even know.
Is Scotland in a different time zone? Is that why? It's just more convenient.
They've all
to
just
watch
got
now.
home from work.
So I blame my genetic inebriation for being able to follow a game. Dude, it's totally fine. The problem is another one from Scotland, another one from Scotland. So the problem is we don't have like a live. So we have a live feed to Toby. We're covering 2 tables at the same time. So when stuff happens, we tell you what happens, but then we get the full explanation. Especially when it's such a tricksy play like that, it's always going to be a little bit delayed. So we're doing our best to keep up. Bournemouth, hey bro. We're going to Bournemouth in February for their big event. Scotland is basically void of big ITC events. I'm eagerly watching the LGT, see if it's viable to go to next year. So this year has been really good, should say.
Yeah.
The terrain's really good. Hopefully we'll be able to get some footage of all 400 tables tomorrow.
Yeah.
not 400 tables, all 400 players on the 200 odd tables.
Well, I mean, that we're not going to obviously look at them all at the same
Chris
time.
Frosty, why aren't you drunk and standing near the stream? He was standing near the stream earlier with the beer. Cannot confirm whether he was or wasn't drunk. So, I'm at the Hotel Marigny stock.
Mikey, just to update you, you see the drop pod with those Marines?
Yeah,
they shot the Patriarch at the top of the screen. Well, in the centre of the screen there, because he's the closest model.
Oh, because those models aren't actually there.
Yeah, exactly.
They're in reserve.
Exactly. So it's down to 1 wound. Nearly dead.
1 wound.
That would have been big. That would have been big.
Yeah, so this terrain is from TT Combat. It's a custom terrain set made specifically for the LGT. So you can actually buy that. So we got a couple of Dick's from in Amsterdam, but we have Dino is watching, and we also have Frank from Amsterdam. So there you go. These guys are watching the game. So 2 awesome dudes. Dino looks very tired though. So there you go.
Just got an update from Table 2, Mikey. One knight fired all his guns at 1 flyer and dealt 2 damage.
Let's cut over before we start talking. So one knight did 2 wounds to a flyer.
Yeah, the knight in the centre of your screen shot all his guns at a flyer, dealt 2 damage, and the other one is currently unloading into the scat bikes and has looked like he's taken 4 off so far.
Okay.
Probably more to come. And he split fire the melter gun into one of the birds, is what Dan described it as. But he meant plane. Yeah. He meant plane.
I do. He's got 5 CP remaining.
He's killed 5 scat bikes, Mike.
Oh, he's killed 5 bikes. Okay, cool. Sorry. I just saw his mouth moving. I was like, CP.
Looks like they're having great fun over on Table 1.
Yeah. It's very interesting. This is the semi-final. What we'll do is when Tank comes over, I might move the camera so you can see all the crowds and stuff like that. See who's watching. It's going to be really cool. So this is the final game of the day. It finishes in an hour and a half. We have 4 more games tomorrow to stream. So we have 3 games of the main event and then the Invitational. Super cool. Invitational final, sorry.
Yeah. So just to interject, Mikey, sorry.
Go for it.
George still hasn't killed a unit.
George hasn't killed a unit. Okay. Did he know this is Warhammer 40k and like half of the game, maybe more than half of the game is killing units?
Yeah. It's a little bit awkward, guys.
Yeah. Jets are kissing or holding hands. Oh, right, okay. The planes, he means.
Oh.
The plane in the middle, on the right. They are their nose touching.
We're so confused.
They're, I don't know what you call it now. When you rub your nose against someone else.
Is it called an angel kiss?
An angel kiss, there you go.
Or an Eskimo. Is it an Eskimo kiss or an angel kiss?
That's it.
Yep, close enough.
Thanks, Toby. We should do that later, maybe.
Probably not.
Eskimo kissing, there you go from Jester.
Help! It's not Eskimo, though.
Yeah, so what we'll do, we're just going to have a quick catch-up with Tank, who's watching the games very closely, and is going to give us like a quick roundup of what's happening, so we'll cut to him now.
Evening, everyone. So, Konrad against George's game. It's still a game, but seems to be going in Konrad's favour. Getting Doom and Jinx off on the night is game-changing with all the Eldar shooting. Seems in George's last shooting phase, he maybe spread his shooting out a little thin, and he's actually struggling to get a kill this turn, from what I understand. Looking at the Josh Def and Nick Nanavati game, those two are having an absolute ball on the stream. Sort of laughs out loud everywhere and being played in a great spirit. Nick sort of dropped a big clanger by leaving a hole in his backfield. By his own admission, he just forgot the drop pod existed, in his own words. So the drop pods come in, and the attack marines have managed to kill a couple of characters. And the indirect fire have picked up some Brood Brothers, and I think we're about to see, in Josh's own words, he's going to YOLO his Smash Chaplain into the Aberrants and see if he can trade that 70-point character for the sort of 230 points-ish unit of Aberrants, and also one of Nick's favourite tools. So I'll send you back to Mikey, and we'll get back to the stream.
Thank you very much, Tank, for that awesome update about Table 1 and Table 2. We are live at the London Grand Tournament. This is the Invitational Knockout event.
George just killed a unit.
George killed a unit, yay!
Hooray for George.
We're currently looking at Table 1. This is Nick versus Josh. We were just talking about that. So we originally said that Nick was going to win this game.
Yeah.
But Nick has made a fatal error by letting that drop pod drop, deploying the back lines.
Yeah.
Completely forgot it existed, as he said, his own words. And what I meant is the tactical squad have been able to kill loads of units, which is not good. Rookie mistake indeed. It has been a long day. Explain the rubber duck. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. So we're going into the combat phase on table 1. The chaplain has charged. It looks like most of the aberrants have been killed.
So
the aberrants have been killed and then they're swinging back.
No.
Okay.
Slapland went in, killed 6 of them in his first round of fighting. Nick decided he doesn't want to fight when they die.
Wow.
And now Josh is deciding whether he wants to fight again.
Okay,
but
so he's cleared out a huge chunk of those aberrants.
That's huge.
Shall we see if we can see this on the second view? I'm not sure.
That's really huge, Mikey. I wonder why he decided not to fight.
This is huge.
Huge, dude.
So, interesting play. Like, losing a whole unit of aberrants on turn 1.
I really don't know why he would have chosen not to fight. I mean, I'm sure it's Nick Nanavati, for God's sake. I'm sure there's a reason why he decided not to do that.
I think what's happening here, sneaky gossip, get close. I think what's happening is we don't have any plugs. So
Sorry.
the problem is Nick's made an error because I think it's probably because he's tired. You know? Okay, so the chaplain has died.
Oh.
But he was going to try and fight as he died, but then Nick's used his one vect.
Yep.
His one vect of the game.
Yep.
They planned a generation in the making to stop him fighting twice.
Yeah.
So he's a really good play there. But yeah, I think it's just late in the day. So
Yeah.
Nick's been playing since 10 o'clock this morning, so nearly 12 hours now. 11 and a half.
Yeah.
And obviously we had dinner in there, so 10 and a half hours of gaming. But man, we are tired.
Yeah.
And I think this is showing in Nick's play.
I think it maybe is slightly. There's still a long way to go. Like we said with all the GSC games, they're always a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah. Now I want to see a prof of convention of tank and a rubber duck crossbreed with tank cannon out of the mountain traps. Okay. You want a weird tank duck crossover?
I'm not sure what kind of stuff you think of. Just a gesture.
We've got duct
of
tape
dark.
and we have tanks, so we'll see what we can do.
So we're in Konrad's mover phase, guys, and I can confirm that Konrad. We're in Konrad's mover phase, and I can confirm that Konrad lost 1 unit of bikes to morale in the end, and his autark on a bike in George's shooting phase and turn in general.
Yeah.
As you can see, it's Konrad's turn. He's still 4 points up before he even scores, and George is on 5 points after 2 turns.
So kill 1, hold 1, and mark for death in this turn.
I'd expect another knight to die in this turn. I mean,
Christos Mark, thank you for the follow.
We'll see where Jinx and Doom land, and if they land. As far as I'm aware, there's no denies whatsoever from George, which is
Gesture of Dark, thank you for the follow, dude, appreciate it.
Ideas Weasel, will there be streams tomorrow? Yeah, of course there will. So we're streaming 3 games from the actual main event tomorrow, and that's going to be at 10 a.m, 1 p.m, and 5 p.m.
10 when the first game starts, then it starts at 2 because we've got lunch in there as well.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Then 5.
Yep.
And then that's it for the main event.
Yep. And then
However,
what do we have at 8 p.m?
We have the Invitational Final. So this is the semi-final, as you might have seen on the title.
Yep.
So this is the final 4 players in the event. Whoever wins on each table will play each other in the final tomorrow
Absolutely.
evening.
Yep. This is a knockout event, isn't it, Mikey? So we started today with 32 players first thing this morning.
Yeah, we're down to 4.
Yep, we go down to 16 after round 1, 8 after round 2, 4 after round 4, round 3, and now we're in round 4 with just 4, and it goes down to 2 after this round, Mikey.
So there's only going to be 2 players after this, so they're going to have to go play in the main event tomorrow and then play a final.
So they don't get to go home and go to bed, wake up late tomorrow morning and be like, oh, well, that was a slog. They come straight back and potentially play 4 games again.
Yeah, exactly. As Dean has said, those hunters are really good. Toughness at 8. Toughness 8 screens at like 75 points. So good. Cool, the missus is wanted to watch a film, so I think I'm going to cap for tonight. I'll be back tomorrow. Good stuff so far. Have a nice evening. Well, appreciate you tuning in. Ideas Weasel. Super cool of you to tune in, so thank you very much for that, mate.
So we found out why those bikes did fall to morale from Konrad. A little bit of insight for those guys, the budding Eldar players.
Oh, really?
He wants to save his command points, so he's saving some for linked fire.
Thanks for follow, Glog.
Saving some for linked fire, and he also wants to keep 1 in his pocket just in case all the time. Okay, so just an update from table 1. Nick's secondaries were actually recorded incorrectly by ourselves.
Yep.
So we'll update them very shortly.
Elliot is on the case.
Yeah.
He's a boss as well.
It's getting fixed, don't worry
Elliot's a boss, Danny's a boss, Tank's a boss, SJWJ1987 is a boss. Follow us, thank you very much for that. So, it's funny because you've got 2 Yanks versus 2 UK Anks versus each other, which is interesting.
Yeah, UK v UK, and then America v America.
Yeah,
Table 1 and 2 respectively.
Nick is on part of the England ETC team. He's known as the wild card because he is wild. Wild, leaving that gap in his deployment zone.
They normally call people ringers. People like this. They come in and do the job and then pop off.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go. So basically, it's only really one American playing that's Joshua Death because Nick's part of the England team.
Yeah, Nick's English now, right?
Yeah.
So it looks like we've got all the fire prisms and the flyers about to bear down on this Knight army. We'll soon find out how the psychic phase went. I can see Dan scribbling away frantically.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll soon find out.
Dinos is the boss. Everyone watching is the boss, and I think we're all right. Me and you are all right, aren't we, Toby? We're good.
I mean, you're all right.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
I'm decent though.
Yeah.
No, we're all right. Yeah, psychic phase update coming in from Danny Brook. Hot. Yeah, so we've got the Seer Council, Mikey.
Seer Council, +1 to cast, and everybody won.
Doom and Jinx off on the Knight closest to Konrad.
Okay, so that's the one, the lower one in the middle. So Doom and Jinx, so -1 to save and rerolling all wounds. Looks like another power's gone off.
Got that, cool. So again, that Knight is doomed and Jinx. Probably going to go down. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, so that's the end of the psychic phase. Quick update from Elliot.
Score, yeah. So Nick, kill 1, hold more. Josh, kill 1, kill more, hold 1.
Okay.
And Josh has got 2 headhunters.
Cool, so Josh has got 2 headhunters.
Yeah, there we go. Scores updated.
Yeah, so it's 5-3.
5-3.
Currently 5-3.
Good stuff. As you can see, Nick's secondaries are updated now. He's got Recon, Engineers, and the Butcher's Bill.
There we go.
Good stuff.
So
it looks like he skipped out Recon. That's what he changed. Oh no, he's still got Recon. I can't remember which ones we wrote down initially, but something's changed, and they are correct now.
Okay, that's interesting.
So you should have Recon, Engineers, Butcher's Bill, and then the Reaper, Headhunter, Butcher's Bill.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll update in a minute.
Yeah, so Nick's coming back. I think Nick just went up for a toilet break and he's literally sprinting back to the table.
There we go. It's his turn, that's why. It's his turn. So the score's currently 5-3, is it, Elliot? Elliot,
Yes,
is the
it's 5-3.
score's 5-3.
It's 5-3.
Cool, that's fine.
And we're going into turn 2.
Going into turn 2 here. There you go. So it's Nick's very short movement phase. He has about 6 models left.
But it's all going to come out, right? It's all going to come out of the sky, most of it.
Yeah.
Jester of Dank says, rubber duck drop pods when? Question mark.
Put the monster and coffee mix down, you're losing your mind. Yes, indeed. It's definitely coffee. Also, slight note, you're not allowed to drink on Twitch. There you go. Rubber duck drop pods when? Soon, probably. I mean, it does all look like dried out
the
sweet corn.
second tank commander's dead, Mike. If you want to nip over to table 2.
Cut over to table 2. I'm going to see 3 knights and a tank commander. Oh, wait. Okay, there's 2 knights and no tank commander and no infantry left by the looks of it.
So that tank commander's dead and the knight is jinxed and doomed. So you can probably expect that to fall over relatively shortly.
Yeah, which is probably expected at this point. We got a note from the venue.
I don't think that's you.
No.
Someone needs to go to reception, but it's not me or Mikey, so the show must go on.
Why not? Why is it
know.
not me or you?
Because we're busy, dude.
We are. That's true.
We got a job to do. I wouldn't be surprised if we have just 1 knight and a smattering of infantry left behind that L behind the knights after this turn, Mikey.
Yeah, I imagine that knight's either going to be pretty much dead or it's going to be dead. Oh, mate, what if it blows up again?
I think it's going to die, dude. Got 3 fire prisms to fire at it. I mean, all the flyers.
Confirmed you guys lost the kids they paid you for. Probably lost them, yeah, I agree. So, more than likely lost them. So it looks like Joe's taking a few saves on that night. I think Danny's an update as well, exactly what's being shot.
Just finding that out from the table. We'll get an update soon.
Well, I mean, Konrad's got so many flyers, bright lancers, pulse lasers, star cannons, rerolling all hits, rerolling all wounds. It's just a bit silly.
It's a bit much, isn't it?
Yeah, and then the fire prism, one of them rerolling all hits and all wounds again. Terrain set up like this on every table tomorrow. Well done on LGT, it's on the improvement. Yeah, so the terrain is it's all preset terrain on every table. As you can see, the mini map in the top left has the terrain layout. It's a little bit squiff now because the players have been playing on it all day. But yeah, so it's every single table has this terrain.
Every
it's
table.
by TT
It's
Combat.
the same. It's identical.
So fair play to those guys for sorting out the terrain from last year. Obviously, the terrain was a big issue in the LGT last year. One of the biggest complaints. That and the venue. And I think they've sorted those two things out.
Yeah, for sure. Certainly looks like that from my point of view. I wasn't at the LGT last year.
No, we only know what we saw.
Nothing but good things to say about this year.
Yeah, so fair play to them. We got Jamartin saying, blowing his kisses. How do you, Martin? You alright?
I'm good, how are you?
Yeah, I'm okay, You having a good time?
I'm having a great time.
What do you think about these games that are going on?
I think George just had like a really tough luck.
Yeah?
And I think Nick will do some brown magic.
Brown magic, is it?
Brown magic.
Old school, that. It's not brown magic anymore, is it? So they don't call it that anymore.
No?
No, it's just Knights at the Pro table or something like that.
Knights at the gaming table, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. So
Guys, I've got an update for you from table 2.
yeah, cool.
Good luck tonight.
Thanks, bro.
See you tomorrow.
And you, man.
I'm stream round 1, right?
Okay, cool. So update from table 2.
Yeah, so I've just heard from Danny Brook. We actually had a knight
Narration, thank you to follow.
that was shot and died. He didn't want to get back up because the link fire would kill him again. So he rolled a 6 to see if it exploded. Got the 6, re-rolled it, got another 6, exploded.
I knew it. I literally just said, what happens if
And
it
now
explodes?
there's 5 Eldar flyers about to bear down on top of that one knight. So we've actually had a concession, Mikey.
Yep, so George has packed it in. Konrad goes through to the final. That was a very quick game. It's lasted, just over an hour?
Yep.
So let's have a quick update from Tank. Okay, well, Tank's got nothing then. Yeah, Tank's got a bit more to talk about it. He's got nothing. Let's hear from Tank.
Yeah, Mikey's kind of stole my thunder, but just a bit more detail on the concession over on table 1. George and Konrad, they're like good friends and they regularly practice together. They're on the same team and they've just reached a point in the game where with George going down to one knight and Konrad having so much firepower left, they've just decided to call the game. It's getting quite late at night here, 20 to 10, and they obviously want to be fresh for the GT tomorrow, so they decide to call that game so we can just go and enjoy Nick and Josh full time now. So I'll pass you back to Mikey and Toby.
Thank you very much, Tank, for that final roundup of that game. So well done to Konrad. He'll be going through to the Invitational final tomorrow evening at 8 PM BST. So we got I think we're going to have a final update from Dan. But it looks like it's Nick's second deployment phase. Third deployment phase. Tank's still looking dapper. He is looking very dapper today. So Elliot's looking very dapper as well. You might have seen him his back. I think he looks great today. Elliot, I think you're beautiful. So, I think you like that.
So
go for it.
we're about to find out. We're about to watch about 2 hours of GT the Cult.
Well, there's only an hour and a bit left of the round.
Okay, brilliant.
We've talked a lot about GT the Cult.
Yeah,
they've been on every game.
There is actually only an hour and 15 minutes left.
Oh, okay, we're going to midnight. Cool. Okay, cool. So we're going till midnight. Great.
Well, the venue closes at 11 though. So
I think they've extended it.
Oh, are they? Okay, cool.
Use that one. Go for it.
So, MX James says, "I love watching GSC." I think you're like the only
Everyone loves
person.
GS. They've been on every single game. Obviously, this is Nick's third game. We had Frankie G and Papa earlier.
Yep.
Frankie G
They're featured in every
Dungeon
single
Master
game
Papa.
on the stream, Mikey.
Pardon?
They're featured in every single, one of the 2 matchups every time on the stream.
Yeah. So out of 10 games, we've had 5 G's of the Cool matches. So.
No, out of 4.
But that's
out of 8 games.
Out of 8 games. Sorry.
4 games.
Yeah. But it just shows you how strong they are.
Yeah.
Obviously, Nick's a really good player. And he keeps winning, which is a bit of a nightmare. You can't get rid of him. Try to get rid, and it's just like, no, I'll just keep winning. So this is Nova all over. So apologies. So tomorrow we're going to try and avoid G Steal the Cult as much as possible. We'll find the Grey Knight player. Just for you, Toby.
That would make me so happy.
What does this army do? Not a lot. That's the answer.
This is Tom Adriani says this is Nova all over.
Yeah, I did read that out, but it's okay.
Oh, sorry.
It is Nova all over.
I'm
it's like
genuinely miles
repeating
away.
itself, right?
I read that one out.
You did?
I'm genuinely all over the place now. Sorry about this, gentlemen and gentle ladies. Why do they call them gentle ladies?
I don't know.
You know?
No idea.
Why is it? Baffles me. Like
Well, to be
ladies,
fair.
it should be ladies and men, or gentle ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I like GSA games, always interesting movement. So yeah, they are a very strategic movement type army. They've got everything's got to be perfect. If you make a mistake against Gene Stealer Cults, Gene Stealer Cults will jump on it. But if you make a mistake as a Gene Stealer Cult player, you'll lose. So they're a methodical play. That's what I was thinking.
Aberration, it's currently 21:45 in the UK. We started streaming here at 10 a.m. this morning, and this game goes on to about 11:30 tonight, so 23:30. So there's still a long way to go.
Yep, and we've got it all again tomorrow, starting at 10 a.m. BST, going right up until 11 for the final, which is probably going to be Konrad versus Nick or Josh, I imagine, because they're the last 3 players that are currently in the knockout. So if it wasn't between them, I'd be very surprised.
Porter has Grey Knights round 1, last year's champion round 1.
Wow.
It could be a potential. We'll have to visit that when that comes up.
That'll be quite funny, to be fair.
I think it'll be an absolute
Everyone's begging to
clubbing.
come on stream. Do you know how many people have asked me to come on stream? I'd love to have everyone on, but we can't get everybody on. We've got to choose 2.
It's not a possibility.
And tomorrow it's going to be a case of choosing the cool looking armies.
There's 400 players, and we can have a maximum of 5, 10, 20 players.
Yeah.
That's like what?
Exactly.
That's like 5. I don't even know what percent that is, but that's a small percent. That's 2%.
Fat black dude. Oh, there we go. Sorry. I was just reading the name out, not thinking. So
But that's 10%. I
Hello,
apologise.
friend.
So this is what you'd expect to see with. I actually can't see too much of what's going on the table.
Yeah.
An update from the table would be amazing.
Yeah, Nick's just swarming the board by the looks of it. So, Cheeky Desk Nagling, thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much for tuning in. Konrad's just said that was a very balanced game all the way through. The Knights just fell over.
He said, I love Eldar Flyers. They need a buff. They are rubbish.
Josh set up similar to Tom Layton, which gave him Nick problems. Yeah, screening out with big fat toughness 8 stuff and stopping him getting anywhere near the juicy stuff again. So it's a good play against GC Cult. So in this, normally you'd screen the big stuff and then have the little stuff at the front. But against Gene Stealer Cult, it's the opposite. You screen with the big stuff because they're harder to kill. So,
and I mean the hunters, right? They're not really going to do much in so much of anyway.
No, but they're at toughness 8 at 75 points.
The toughness 8.
Yeah, the toughness 8. They got extra armor.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah,
stabilizers.
Yeah, that's mad. No idea hunters is toughness 8.
Looks very Marines on the AdMech army. What's the AdMech units? No, so it's not an AdMech unit. Okay, so Elliot hasn't updated the armies, so it is Imperium or Space Marines versus Gene Stealer Cults.
Yeah, so Aberration is pure Space Marines.
Yeah, so Josh is actually using Space Marines, I apologise. So he has 3 Hunters, he has loads of Intercessors, he's got some Dreadnoughts, and he's got some Scorpius and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So it's not updating our end, basically, so never mind. So the armies are updated on Elliot's app, but not updated on my screen. So there you go, I apologise. So it's Space Marines versus Gene Stealer Cults. So it's not Elliot's fault, it just happens. Massive shout out to ITC Battles for sorting it out, but we are having a few issues, so we're going to have to try and look at it tomorrow.
They updated it first thing this morning, didn't they?
They did update it first thing this morning. It was like, I've put all the features you mentioned, I put them all on. I was like, cool, now you've broken my stream. So tomorrow morning, that's what we're fixing. Boys, we've got to fix it. Boys support boys. If you want to support boys, subscribe on Twitch, follow us, subscribe on YouTube. Yeah, so Mike from Beyond is going on the Roxor unit in the psychic phase. So yeah, boys support boys.
Not entirely sure which one the Roxor unit is. It the one at the bottom there near the...
what colour bands do they have? The pink bands.
So the pink ones there, Mikey, they got the perfect ambush.
Yeah, they're the ones just quite close to that.
4 inches away, Mike from Beyond, +1 strength, +1 attack.
Yeah. It was a 1, then he re-rolled it for a 4. Not like Killer, but it was a 1, re-rolled it for a 1. 3 CP to move 1 whole inch.
Yeah.
Was it worth it, Toby?
I'm going to say no.
But then he made the perfect 8 challenge.
It's a no from me, Mikey.
It's a no from me. I'm going to say that's a got him.
So now we're in the shooting phase, and the Kill 'em Off is opening up into the Marines near the drop pod, Mikey. These are just tactical Marines, so these will melt like absolute butter against the Kill 'em Off pistol.
Yeah, so basically this list, it is a Relic Scorpius, 3 Hunters as Crimson Fist successors, I believe. And then he's got some Imperial Fist intercessors, and then he's got some White Scars characters, Librarian, Chaplain, and stuff like that.
So as expected, Mikey, that squad melted like butter, and the Killamorph just absolutely deleted it.
Yeah, makes sense.
So off goes those Space Marines.
Yeah, I apologise about the stream not updating. We'll fix it for tomorrow. So I'm blaming Elliot, but it's not his fault. So it looks like so Nick is just going to have to try and get through those screens, get into that juicy inside where all the infantry are, where they're doing all the damage. Cheeky Dreadnought, 2 damage. Oh, I saw that rum get knocked over. That doesn't get knocked over onto the table. That would be terrible. Rufio is trying to sabotage the stream. Rob Symes of the Honest Wargaming is trying to sabotage our stream. I see how it is, Rob. Just you wait until tomorrow. I've been shouting him out all day. I've been telling everyone to tune into Age of Sigmar streams tomorrow. Yeah, hey, come on, come say hello. Oh, he's back to work. Come and say hello. Shall we cut to the commentator desk? Here we go. We'll cut in. We've got camera on. Don't worry.
Oh, hello. Welcome to Hellstormwargaming. My name's Rob. I'm wearing my Canhammer hat.
There we go.
How's things going?
You smell lovely.
Oh, thank you. You smell fantastic too.
Stop
This is
it.
really good. You guys are doing a great job.
Stop it,
Oh, thank you very much.
You happy with it?
Yeah, I'm really happy.
Okay,
Learned
good.
a lot from you, so thank you for that.
Oh, my pleasure. My
So
pleasure.
if you want to see some awesome Age of Sigmar content tomorrow from the LGT, then make sure you check out twitch.tv/TheHonestWargamer.
Hi, 40k guys. How you doing? Oh wait, is the magic guy going to win?
The magic guy.
Yeah, potentially.
Oh fuck. Okay. All right. Good luck.
There you go. Thank you very much to Rob Symes from the Honest Wargamer there. What a legend.
The magic guy.
Moley72 is going to thank you for the follow.
Oh, God. Oh, man.
Yeah, so the Scorpius is technically a whirlwind, so that thing can shoot 3 times a turn.
Yep.
Two naturally if it doesn't move, and then an extra one for 2 CP.
Yep.
3 easy shots to strength 6 minus 2
US
damage.
is the worst game.
There you go. So I'll make sure I'll update him with that opinion.
Bronouns. That's a cool name.
Pronouns.
Thanks for following. We appreciate that. So yeah, there are plenty of things in Josh's list that can cause problems for a GC Cult player, namely the Relic Scorpius. That's always going to be a problem. He seemed to fare okay.
Well, we've had a not. I'm going to sort it. You carry on.
Yeah, sure. He seemed to fare okay against it in the matchup with Tom Layton. I mean, Nick will be no stranger to lists like these, and Nick will know how to deal with lists like these, essentially. So you'd imagine he'd get through this okay. It's all to play for still. Josh is an incredible Space Marine player as well. Overcome the likes of, Stephen Box from Vanguard Tactics. He also beat Innes Wilson of Team Scotland. And in round 1, he actually beat Manny Chima, currently the #1 ranked player in the UK for the ITC. So yeah, he took some big names on the way here, and there's nothing to stop him from taking another big name now. So the guys are just messing around with the camera up there. You can see Nick there in the pinky top, and Josh there with his beard in the black top. Maggie just stroked me and I feel all weird. Help.
That's actually a much better view, isn't it? I made it better. There you
Okay,
go.
great.
We get to see Nick Brown's crotch and the rest of the board. So, are you okay, Toby? You having a great time?
I'm great, man. I'm a little bit tired, I'm not going to lie to you. And so just getting a message from the table.
Yeah, so I'll cut to the top down so we can see actually what's happening.
Push the talk.
That's fine. Right, so 5 neophytes have been, 5 intercessors have been killed.
Okay.
And the ones that couldn't see the intercessors are now shooting at the guys by the drop pod.
Okay, so the ones that are shooting
So
into the
it's
guys
just some
drop pod.
mining lasers shooting into Unit 5 intercessors.
Yeah.
And then some Space Marines in the drop pod.
Yeah, okay.
Not a lot going on in that regard. So just so you guys know, I'm sure you already know because we've been hammering it, but we're going to be live tomorrow from 10 AM. We're going to be streaming Game 1, 2 and 3 of the London Grand Tournament. And we're also going to be streaming Game 5, the final of the London Grand Tournament Invitational. And it's going to be the final game at 8 PM British Summertime. And then obviously on Sunday we've got 2 of the games from the LGT, the actual main event itself, including what will more than likely be the final on Sunday for the final game at 1 PM.
It'll be one of the finals.
Yeah.
So because
There'll be plenty of guys on 5 wins.
Yeah, there's gonna be. I think it's like 5 people on 5 wins after the event.
Yep.
Any chance of miking up the players for the final on Sunday? We'll have to see. Probably unlikely. Although it puts us out of a job.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you not like us? Is that the issue? I appreciate it.
Is that the problem? The thing with miking up players is that, I mean, it's great at times. It can be a problem because they are much less sensitive than we are.
Yeah.
And you also miss out on. I mean, I'm not for 1 second suggesting that our tactical noose is great at this point in the day, but you do miss out on some tactical insight because they don't really want to give away all the cards to their opponent, right?
Yeah. So we could talk about what we think the players are going to do and speculate.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Is maybe not what they're going to do. However, the problem is with miking players, is we don't know what they're going to say. So we have to be careful in that sense.
Yeah.
And they aren't there to entertain. They are there to play the game.
Yeah, for
We're
sure.
here to tell you.
We don't want to impact on their experience too much.
So apologies, it's probably very unlikely.
It's the same reason why you don't always mic up players in other sports, like football, for example.
Yeah, exactly. They just mic up the football. But the football won't say something out of place. So there you go.
Exactly, yeah. And there have been some heated games today, Mikey, so they could have been disasters if we were to mic up the players.
Yeah, exactly. But there you go. Heldrick says, don't mic up the players unless commentary stays. It's hard to follow if you tune in halfway. Much easier with commentators queuing up the audience up to date. Yeah, and we're here to just answer your questions and try and tell you what's going on.
Yeah.
So if the players are mic'd up, they're just going to talk about what's happening at that time. So they'll say, I'm shooting now, and you don't know what's happened in the rest of the game, where we can try and update you and try to explain what's happened and why it's happening and what he's used and stuff like that. So. And also, we're finding out what the stratagems are called, what psychic powers are called, where they're just saying, like, it's that one that ignores Overwatch and stuff like that. Whereas we can tell you exactly what it is. So the Rockstars have just made the charge into the Hunter Stalker thing. Toughness 8 box. Toughness 8 box thing. The one on the objective one. Hashtag Scarcast sponsored objectives, probably. So. On a big whiteboard, Elliot says. That's a lot of writing, though. Elliot is saying we should learn sign language so we can just talk to each other from great distances.
What's Semaphore?
That thing they used to do on ships.
Yeah. Also, I think Tank's updates today were sick. Keep them going tomorrow. So Tank has 200 tables to run around tomorrow to keep up to date with everybody. So Neophytes made a 9-inch charge into the screen.
We can't
really tell what it is. We can't really tell what that model is, to be honest.
We've lost our we've lost our table boss for the table, unfortunately.
Yeah. Is Danny still connected?
I think he was.
It's a Hunter. Okay.
He's given the bad touch for the middle hunt with the Neophytes.
Okay. Can you try and get Danny on the mic to give us updates? Because the problem is we haven't got an update, and if Elliot keeps up tracking the scores, we should be okay. So should be good.
So here we are in the final semi-final.
The semi-final.
No, it's the final semi-final because we've already had one semi-final, right?
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah. So the last of the semi-finals.
This is one game of the semi-final.
Exactly. So we already have Konrad Bartiewickz in the final with his Eldar.
Yeah.
He's got 5 planes, 3 fire prisms, and a smattering of characters on bikes and a unit of 9 scat bikes.
Yeah. So Aberrants have also charged. Aberrants have also charged the Hunters. So yeah, what we're gonna do is quickly try and get Danny on the mic because Elliot's mic isn't working. So
Danny on the mic.
Danny on the mic. 1 2 1 2. Danny on the mic. So, can you hear? Perfect. So we got live coverage once again, which is really good. So we're early in turn 2, you know. We're early in turn 2.
We're actually only in next turn 2.
Sadly,
we're 2 hours in, and we're in next turn 2.
Yeah. So Danny's going to give us a full update of what's happening. So
he's trying to just wrap wrap and trap the hunter, basically, Mikey. So he's swung almost all of his attacks into the intercessors there, as you can see. He's literally killed 9 of them. 9 of the 10 intercessors, which is a lot of damage. Yeah. And then after he attacks with them, he can consolidate. And now
give him the bad touch, as it's known.
Yeah, now the hunter's the closest model, right?
Okay.
So all those rock swords can consolidate into.
Wow.
10 intercessors gone, Mikey.
10 intercessors gone. There you go.
That's what rock swords are stupid. The unit is about 155 points, and it can just walk up to a unit of 20 wounds on a 3+ save and just go get off.
Yeah.
Take them off.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
they're gone.
Who
Dean,
knocked out James McKenzie?
Yeah.
I can't remember who was it who knocked him out.
So James knocked himself out, basically.
Yeah, I can't remember who's
So he's
playing
playing
though.
against Rickard.
Okay. Rickard, we had on stream last game.
Basically, he made an error himself in the casting value or the warp charge of one of the psychic powers he cast.
Sure.
And it was actually psychic stimulus. I'm not sure which one it is, but it's the one where you can run and charge.
Okay.
I can't remember what it's called, but there is a gene cyclical power where you can run and charge. It is warp charge 6. James mistakenly thought it was warp charge 5. It's only after a certain point in the game they checked it when it came up again. Yeah. And James said, "Oh, I'm really sorry. I cast that initially on a 5. That changed how I played the game. We don't have time to go back. Yeah. I don't think it's fair if we continue because I've essentially made a mistake and cheated." So James said, "I'm going to hold my hands up, accept that I made the mistake, and I'm going to give you the game." Yeah. So really fair play for James. He really didn't have to do that at all.
Legends. So there you go. Psychic stimulus is both advance and charge. And
there we go. So it is psychic stimulus. It sounded too good to be true, Jumantic, honestly, which is why I didn't think it was called psychic stimulus because I know what psychic stim does, but didn't know that I did that as well.
Yeah. Carl says I'm off to bed. Sure, GSC will still be playing when I get up. More than likely, me too.
Well, yeah, probably. Yeah. Definitely on Sunday.
There you go. He just whacked a stalker's turret. Just launched it across the field like, get off. Nick's just had enough of him. Get rid. The aberrants are going to be swinging into him. Fair play. So yeah, fair play to that guy. I mean, it's one of those things that's really dodgy. It's like, do you carry on because you cheated and pretend you got it, or do you just knock yourself out and you just went, I've had enough, done. So, which is fair play. Fair play to him. So I think we're going to have a quick update. Does Tank just want to tell everybody what's happening?
Yeah, can I use your mic?
Go for it.
Yeah, so I don't know if everyone's caught a good display of jank from Nick there. So the Roxor unit made their charge. He positioned the unit so he could swing the saws and most of the squad into the intercessors, and he killed all 10. And then a few dudes swung into the hunter and put 6 wounds on it, and then they wrapped it so they're safe from being shot next turn. Then the middle hunter you can see in the picture, Nick's managed to trap it with a unit of neophytes that stuck a 9-inch charge.
Nice.
And also the aberrants are involved, so he'll be looking to not. He doesn't want to kill the hunters because they're going to keep him safe. Mm-hmm. But he's now got 2 hunters trapped, and his remaining aberrants, his rock saw's safe from shooting next turn. So it's going to come down to if the Space Marines have got an effective enough counter charge to get themselves out of trouble, or Josh could actually be in a lot of trouble now.
Yeah. Okay. So that big mistake from Nick at the beginning is this is probably the big counter where he tries to swing it back to his game, as it were.
Really paying off.
So, I mean, it says Elliot, we're going to get the score.
Attack Explain is a good display of jank.
Yeah, I think Elliot's going to get the score for us. Elliot, are you going to get the score? Okay, cool. Cool, thank you. Sorry, Elliot. Love you, Elliot. Sorry. Cost Gaming Channel, how you doing?
So for those guys who've just tuned in, we currently have Nick Nanavati and Joshua Deff in the second semi-final of the London Grand Tournament Invitational. We've already had semi-final number 1, and that was George White and Konrad and Bartiewickz, both from Dice Down. That game was over very fast, wasn't it, Mikey?
Yeah, it was, to be fair. We have done 3 games so far. This is the final game of the day. Tomorrow we're going to bring you another 4 games and then 2 more games on Sunday. So we are still right in it. 2C CJ, thank you very much for following, appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to everyone who's tuning in live right now. I absolutely love you all. You're all amazing. So there you go. Take that and do what you want with it. I love you all.
So that was a massive turn from Nick. Nick actually scored 8 points that turn.
Wowzer.
So okay. Nick has gone ahead and got kill 1, hold 1, kill more, hold more, and then 4 secondary points.
Okay, that is amazing.
Very good. And on top of that, not only did he get a massive overhaul in the points, like Tank explained, a good display of jank. He's got 2 hunters trapped, so his aberrants are fresh. They're not going to get a hit, and then he's got a unit of acolytes that are also fresh.
Firelights, thank you for the follow. No sleep for Hellstorm crew, no. So we're going to go straight to bed, and we'll be back up nice and early to set back up for tomorrow. Might have been a bit keen with the chaplain, not sure much in the list to clear those wraps. But the thing is the chaplain basically took out a 250 point unit. That's 2.5 times what it cost to actually take him.
Huge.
At 90 points compared to the 250 points he took out. So maybe not. Maybe, I don't know. It's a really tough call. Like, it's a good points trade at that point.
Yeah, it's gonna be tight.
Yeah. What can you do? It's like, if I could throw away 90 points for 250 with my opponent, I'd probably take that every day. Take that every turn, you've won.
Yeah.
So
Essentially.
yeah, really, really good play. But it's interesting. I mean, Joshua Deff is one of the best players in the US. Nick Nanavati is one of the best players in the US. So it's cool to have them both on stream at the same time.
Both of these players know their shit.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
They know what's going down. It's good to see them both playing by intent, having a really nice friendly game as well, which is good.
Yeah, they're both chatting about what they're doing and why they're doing it.
It
So
could be
everyone
very
knows
easy
what
for
they're
both players to sort of be holding their cards close to their chest, being sort of like, I'm not sure that was the right amount of distance there. But this is the way 40k is supposed to be played, even towards the top of an invitational event.
Yeah,
so we're playing for a place in the final, Mike.
They're playing with intent, as it were. So if they say they are going to do something and it can physically be done, then it's done.
Yeah.
If you knock on model later and now it's suddenly out of range, it's like, well, you knew I said that.
Hang on a
'cause I
second,
mentioned it earlier.
we agreed this.
Yeah, we agreed, and everyone's pretty cool about it, which is really nice. It's really nice to see it. It makes our life easy because there's no drama, and that's what you want to avoid. Some spicy drama is always fun, but sometimes when we're trying to talk about it, it's difficult.
Yeah.
So we're going into, I think it's Josh's movement phase now.
Yeah, Josh's movement phase in turn 2.
Josh is using Astartes, not Admech.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't think either player's playing particularly slow, but I mean, they have been playing for 2 hours now. Best part of 2 hours.
God. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
So Joshua Deff's in movement phase. We've got 2 hunters currently trapped. A unit of 10 aberrants completely safe, and a unit of 15 acolytes completely safe as well, Mikey.
Wow, okay. So just wrapped in, can't get out of combat, and then can't be shot, which is such a stupid mechanic in my opinion, but there you go.
That's the way
It's played so well by these top players. That's most of 40k at the minute is kill something in combat, wrap another unit so you can't get shot. It's just a bit.
That's why the play barrelists did so well for so long.
Yeah, exactly. So, but then they're tough to shift as well.
Exactly. Because you can't shoot them. So.
Yeah, exactly. Massive shout out to everyone who's watching live. It's currently 7 minutes past 10 local time, so BST, and yeah, it's a slog.
Yeah, D makes a good point. Maybe he should have kept the chaplain to be able to be free to clear them them traps.
Yeah.
Because now realistically in his list there's very little that can get in and stop them wraps.
Yeah, this is true. So I mean, he did kill a 250 point unit, but there's another 250 point unit in his lines in the hunters now. Are they hunters or stalkers? Do you remember?
They're the ones that are the anti-flyers. So riddle me that.
There's 2 types. They're both one's a hunter, one's a stalker.
I don't have access to his list in front of me, unfortunately.
Damn, we had it earlier, but never mind. It might be in the bottom panels. Is it in the bottom panels?
Yes.
It's 3 hunters, everybody. Thank you.
There's 75 points.
Thanks, Alex. The one-shot ones, yeah. So they've not got the essentially auto
I
cannons.
still can't believe the toughness 8.
Yeah, it's because of the extra armor, because they've got like little stabilizers on. But they're so
points,
cheap,
like.
yeah.
I mean,
Ridiculously
I'm
cheap.
sure they don't really do much in terms of shooting. Unless you're targeting a flyer, in which case
They got like
they're
one
kind of
shot. Shall I
okay.
find out what the gun does?
Yeah, sure.
Oh my god, move those duck backs immediately. What are we doing with the ducks, Alex? What are they doing?
The ducks
Hindsight, always
must be
2020. I imagine most would want to do that point trade, but this is probably a game if you can't clear. This is true, and this is what G-Steelers do. They just wrap and just keep moving over, moving to the top center of the ruins to overlook. So the Hunter is toughness 8 with 11 wounds, which is really good, and a 3-up armor save. And the Sky Spear missile is heavy 1, strength 9, minus 3, d6 damage. When resolving an attack made with this weapon, you can reroll the hit roll and add 1 to hit if the target can fly.
And how much damage? D6.
D6, yeah. Strength 9, minus 3, d6. Which is really good. And then they have, you can give them storm bolters and stuff like that, but they're just so cheap for what they are.
And I'm sorry, was it add 1 to hit if it's a...
Add 1 to hit and re-roll. So when resolving an attack made with this weapon, you can re-roll the hit roll and you add 1 to hit if the target can fly.
So it becomes base 2 against the fly.
Re-rolling. So, super strong. Move them to the top centre ruins to overlook and quack battle orders. I mean, there's nothing happening over there, so there you go.
Quack, quack.
But Elliot's going to come down and come tell us what's happening.
I'm trying to hit it again because Dan doesn't want to do it.
Okay, cool. Nick Dan's phone.
There you go. So, round 2.
Yeah. Here we go.
What's that, sorry, Mickey?
So it's round 2 currently. We're going into it's what Josh is basically looking for a count. He's trying to counter this rap.
Yeah, it's Josh's round 2 currently.
Yeah. But yeah, because everything's bubble wrapped, I don't really know what he's gonna be able to do. He's just gonna have to pull
It's
back.
tough, right? Tough, right?
Yeah.
You can't fall those. Anything near the hunters is stuck there.
Yeah.
He needs to charge it with something to be able to get out of combat, but it's probably going to die at that point.
Yeah.
And even if you kill the Mabrants in combat now, you can use the stratagem to fight when you die.
Yep.
And they're going to kill both the
they'll
hunters.
just kill the hunters,
So,
yeah. So, but Danny's going to give us a full update. He's going to catch up with what's happening, which is really good. Massive shout out to Elliot and Dan for making sure we can keep up what's happening with the table, so you guys can just sit at home and watch. Online store has been sold out of hunters for weeks now. Can't imagine why. Indeed, so cheap. That's ridiculous. God knows how many points there were in the last codex. Probably about 150.
So I've just heard from the table, Mikey, that Nick thinks that if he would have failed those charges, he would have lost the game.
Okay, I've just seen Rob nearly break his neck. That's all. Sorry, what was you saying?
Okay. From the table, I've heard that after a friendly discussion between Josh and Nick, Nick would have almost conceded the game if he'd have lost them charges.
Wow. Okay, because obviously
Because all his aberrants were on the board at that point.
Yeah, and they just sat there doing nothing.
Exactly.
And they just get shot.
They just die, right?
You know, all the hunters.
Whereas this is a change of fortune where it almost looks like he might have won the game based off that. So.
Wow.
Wow.
Just all on a couple of dice rolls.
Wow.
Wow.
The online store has been sold out from on us for a few weeks now. You can't imagine why.
Yeah.
They're just great against flyers because they're -4 turn 1.
Yeah, rerolling hits and wounds. Yeah. So, well, not wounds, but rerolling hits.
Yeah,
you have 9s.
Rerolling hits naturally, so you don't need
-4
tap to master.
D6 damage. Yeah.
You get a wound on freeze. Reroll once to wound.
Yeah, exactly.
-4 D6 damage.
Rob just came over, pulled a face, and then disappeared. I mean, he nearly just died, to be fair. Well, twice in 2 streaming, he's nearly died, so there you go.
Nick actually successfully denied Tenebrous Curse, Mikey.
Tenebrous Curse, do you know what that does?
I can't remember what that does. Okay. And to finish off his psychic phase, he's just going to hit a smite. Josh is just going to hit a smite into Nick. Yeah. And presumably into the aberrants. Seemed they look like they're the closest models.
So Alex just informed me, I didn't know this strat was a thing, but there's a strat for +1 to hit and wound for 1 hunter, and if it rolls a 6 to wound, you double the damage. Yowza.
Okay.
You know, potentially up to 12 damage from 1 hunter.
That's pretty nasty.
Cool. Okay.
That
if anyone is selling any hunters, I will buy them off.
So it's going to hit on a 1 before modifiers.
And you know, should have 9 minus lots, D6
damage on
damage,
2s,
doubling. Yeah, just great.
Dean, I think we did. Is it 110 points?
If that new character is 110 points, I'm gonna buy him now. In an hour when he's out.
Yeah, that is horrendous. If that's true.
Yeah, that is just that.
So psychic phase ended with just a few smites, Mikey. Mikey's blowing his nose, people. If you can hear that, I apologize.
Sorry. How much is a normal tech marine? A normal tech marine is 45 points. So super cheap. What they do, Mr. Cannon Fodder. Have we had an update from the table, Toby? Not
just
really.
psychic so far. Just a few smites here and there. Looks like we're going to go into shooting phase momentarily, though.
Okay.
There's very little you can target outside of just Brood Brother squads, though.
Yeah, which is a bit of an issue at this point. It's a real big issue. So
I actually can't believe they're only in back round 2.
only turn 2. This is such a slow game. That's the thing with Gene Till is they play turn 3. That's when they start playing. They don't play turn 1. They hide turn 1, and then
Yeah, I agree with you, Alex. I think that the fact that you get 3 attacks base when you charge now with intercessors is probably going to be enough to have wiped at least the acolytes out. Maybe not the aberrants in reality, but it definitely would have killed at least the acolytes. And now that's just gone.
Yeah. He is 110, so imagine Hunt screen with 5 up in Von Bunny. That'd be horrific. How are they on time? The clock is in use.
Yeah.
So clock's being used. So we'll be able to hopefully find out how much time each player's got left. What was Josh thinking with screening those hunters? So we'll be able to hopefully have an interview after this game to catch up with Josh and Nick, depending who wins. I mean, 45 minutes left each from what I saw. Well, thank you, Alex. I appreciate it. So we can see the clock, but because of the glare, we can't quite see what's on the time left. So I'll go and find out, shall I? Can we just double check? Toby's going to go find out how long's left on the clock. So we are overrunning. I think we're here till midnight, so another hour and a half in this round. But we'll find out exactly how much time they have left on the clock. So someone's got to do your job. Oh, there we go. We can see. So, I can actually see it. Toby, we can see it. It's cool. I presume we couldn't see it. So Josh has 38 minutes and Nick has 42 minutes. So I think Tank's going to come join me.
Yeah, Nick just used the 2 CP stratagem for the intercessors to try and snipe the jackal off the objective.
Okay.
You know, the ones with the
Stalker bolt rifles.
Stalker bolt rifles, but Josh rolled horribly and failed to kill.
Just did nothing.
Yeah.
Just did nothing. Okay. So there we go.
Yeah, so we actually have a total of 38 and 42 minutes remaining.
Yeah, I realised we could see it on this camera.
We have 80 minutes left, Mikey.
Ugh, I can't do 80 minutes. I've had enough.
That means we're going to finish at midnight.
Yeah. That is exactly what it means.
20 to midnight, so...
Squeaky bum time for us.
I don't know, like... I appreciate that people can say that GC Local is not necessarily that interesting to watch, but it's really predictable, I think.
Yeah,
because you know what it's going to do, but you still can't stop it.
Yeah,
that's the worst bit. Just the impending doom of playing against GC Local is just insane.
Yeah. They screen you out. They hit where they need to. They pincer attack, and they just keep throwing stuff at you. This game's over in one turn. Don't worry. I think probably.
I think it more than likely is already, but I don't think either player is ready to give up and stop playing. So.
Yeah, maybe they'll see the bright side of going home early tonight. So.
Yeah, for sure.
So. Would Tank be able to do just a quick roundup of how the game's gone so far, just for 2 minutes? Yeah, so we'll quickly cut to Tank, and he's going to quickly run down what's happened so far in the game and where we're at the minute.
Good evening. So, hope everyone's enjoying the game between Nick Nanavati and Josh Deff. Josh Deff had, he described as almost a perfect first turn, with Nick leaving the space for the drop pod in the first turn in the corner, forgetting he had it, letting him kill a couple of characters. Nick's managed to sort of claw his way back into the game with some good play, and he was telling me that because Josh's army's got no flying units to screen with, it sort of does make it a good matchup for him, and it's brought him right back into the game, being able to get those 2 hugs off on the 2 hunters, and the counter charge is on from the Marines, and Josh will be doing his best to kill as much as he can and try and free up some of those units which have been wrapped, but Nick should be able to springboard off the respite from the shooting that the hugs has given him, and with his rock saws and more aberrants still to come in, and still a good amount of CPs to fuel them, it could be a bad recipe for the Space Marines, but the guys are having a ball. You can probably hear them screaming at each other behind me. They're having a good old time, so we'll let you get back to the stream, and enough of me, back to Mikey.
So there we go. Thank you very much, Tank, for that awesome 2-minute breather that we had. We definitely needed it. I'm dying.
Mikey's dying, guys.
I'm back. I'm alive. So Josh has just said, "Oh my golly gosh!"
I can tell you. I can tell you why.
Go for it.
He had a 2+ save and re-rolled it. So he had a 2+ save, failed it, and then re-rolled it and failed it again.
Amazing, absolutely.
The classic command point 1 re-roll to a 1. Always happens, man.
It always happens. Yeah. Just crazy.
Narration says
Warhammer.
News reporter looking dapper AF.
Yeah.
Tank definitely is.
Yeah, he's got an interesting costume for tomorrow. We'll call it a costume.
Is it a vest?
No, it's a t-shirt, but it's
Okay.
it's on the bottom that's the issue.
What's on the bottom?
Well, it's Tank, and we have a special camera just for Tank.
Oh.
So we'll see what he's wearing tomorrow. Business in the top.
We'll see what that holds for you guys.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, this is the semi-final of the Invitational Knockout Tournament, live from the London Grand Tournament, the biggest event in the UK, one of the biggest in Europe, one of the biggest in the world.
Yep.
I think it's probably the third biggest event in the world now.
What else trumps it? I mean, obviously the LVO.
We have the last Vegas Open run by Reese and Frankie from Frontline Gaming.
Do you know they wrote the ITC?
They did write the ITC. They wrote 40K.
They wrote
as well.
40K?
They wrote everything. They wrote the Bible, I think.
the
being the 40K
the
rule
40K Bible.
Yeah. But then I think the second biggest event is one in Spain.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it's 500 players.
Wowza.
Yeah, it's been really big following. But then the LGT is 400 players in the main 40K event. This is just 40K event. As a convention as a whole, the LGT is the second biggest event, I believe. So, because of the amount of people that are in.
That's amazing.
Which is really
Lots
cool.
of people.
And here we are streaming it live, coming back. Actually, we are Hellstormwargaming. We are twitch.tv/Hellstormwargaming. Make sure you check out our other channels as well. We have Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram. Main one is YouTube. We're trying to hit that 10K. Is there a place we can see Tank Cam? It's the Silky's Cam Raspberry. Is there a place we can see the list? So for this event, we have the list in the bottom panel. So if you scroll down just below Twitch, there's a big white box. First list is Joshua Death, and then I think the third list is Nick, or maybe the fourth. So they're the lists available. But then from the main event, you can see all the lists on BCP. So
Exactly.
So. I'm pretty sure Joshua Death called someone a waste man. Probably. He didn't, but I think he did.
Look at Tom Layton rocking that bright pink t-shirt.
Tom is back. He's still wearing the headband.
He's got the headband.
And he's got a bright pink
What a hero.
pink t-shirt on. So
One
there you go.
absolute inspiration.
No worries, I can afford it. It's we're doing our best. They are from round 2 or 3, I think, the list at the bottom. But we've just so happened to got the same players on, so it's really good. No Eurotrash pairings app, exactly. So DMKMD, thank you very much for the follow a few minutes ago. I just want to say massive thank you everyone tuning in. We are live at the London Grand Tournament. We've had super awesome people joining us all day. You are all awesome. I love you all. We've had no bad people, which is really good.
Yeah, it's been
some funky usernames coming through, but you know that's standard Twitch protocol. We are dropping a few frames at the minute, so I apologise for a bit of a lag, but I'm sure it'll catch up very soon. So there we go. This is the side view of the Rubber Ducks. We have the Gene Stealer Colts dominating this side of the board and just bubble wrapping all of the space.
Where are the ducks?
The ducks just to the right.
Oh yeah, I see the ducks.
There we go.
I see the ducks.
We have the multicoloured duck and the London duck. I love London, it says. So we have a couple of the players playing in the event tomorrow, hanging about, keeping an eye on who's going to win the Invitational, the big time. We have James, one of the head judges, knocking about. Being a bit.
So this is the final semi-final. Basically
the final semi-final.
The second of the 2 semi-finals.
Yeah.
The first one was held just to our left, just to the table behind these folks on what we call table 2.
Yeah.
And that was Konrad against George, and Konrad actually took that game relatively easily, unfortunately.
2 turns, I think it was.
Yeah,
before
it was.
George conceded because he lost everything but one knight.
Two of his knights blew up.
Konrad had 5 flies, 3 pirate prisms.
Yeah.
Just like game.
He managed to
GG.
kill 1 tank commander per plane, which is horrendous.
Wow.
Horrific. And Doom and Jinx, perfect storms, and that was about all she wrote, unfortunately.
Just had a great time. Basically, just had a great time. Good luck, Joshua Death. I love you, says Crystal2284.
Looks like he's got a fan.
lady friend. I heard she was watching. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So there you go. His lady friend being his wife, by the way.
Oh.
But otherwise, Josh has been a super cool guy all day. He's been really good. Yeah, so Nick is just saying to Josh that he doesn't. The problem is his Marines haven't been out long enough for him to know everything that they do.
Yeah.
So
Well, Nick does write stuff about competitive Warhammer 40k. So
yeah,
he
he
should
does
know.
coaching.
He should know.
Well, this is him learning, so he can write more about it.
On the mobile, the list says Inns. No, that is not on Nick's list. Inns' list is someone who was on the stream previously. Like we said, that's not updated just yet, unfortunately.
Yeah. So if you scroll across,
no.
Oh, okay. So we don't. Sorry, I apologize.
That was the part where Nick.
We don't
I have Nick
Nick's list.
Nanavati's list in front of me actually, so I
Do you
can
want to quickly go through it? We're going to be able to update this for the next game. But Joshua Dest's list is there. Apologies.
So here we go. We have Nick Nanavati. We have the Gene Stealer Cult Twisted Helix Battalion, and this is the Vigilance Detachment, the Anointed Throng. We have a Patriarch with Might from Beyond and Mass Hypnosis. We have a Primus. We have 10 Brood Brothers, 10 Brood Brothers, and 10 Brood Brothers. Then we have Elite Choice number 1, 10 Aberrants, 8 Power Picks, 2 Hypermorphs with heavy improvised weapons. And then we have a unit of Aberrants, again 10 Aberrants, 8 Power Picks, 2 Hypermorphs, and a unit of heavy improvised weapons. And then we have a Nexus. And then we have a mixed Gene Stealer Cult Detachment, it's a battalion again. It's the Brood Surge Deliverance Detachment. And we have a Magus with the Familiar. The Relic is the Crouchling, sorry. His powers are Might from Beyond, Mass Hypnosis and Psychic Stimulus. He's 4-armed Emperor. And then we have an Acolyte Icon Ward, which is Twisted Helix. A unit of Acolytes with 18 Hand Flamers, Bladed Clog. A unit of 15 Acolytes, 4 Rock Swords, Twisted Helix. A unit of 10 Brood Brothers. A unit of 5 Atalan Jackals with 5 Demo Charges and their Rusted Claw.
Yeah.
And then we have a Bladed Cog Battalion, which has a Patriarch, which is the Warlord, with Single-Minded Obsession, with Mind Control, Psychic Stimulus. And then we have a Jackal Alphas. And then we have 4 units of Neophytes with 2 Minor Lasers and 2 Webbers in each. And the final elite slot is a Kelamorph.
Amazing.
Loads of models.
So there you go. So loads of models. We'll make sure those lists are updated for tomorrow. Uchu says, loving the stream, guys. Really appreciate it. I love you, Uchu87. So thank you very much for your kind comment. And Crystal says, wife, but lady friend works, I guess. Yeah. So yes, here, Joshua Dest's wife, lady friend, is watching. So massive shout out to her for being a legend and keeping an eye on her husband. He's been super cool all day. This is the second time he's been on stream today. He's a super. These guys are just having a great game. They're being super cool with each other. So. Except Josh has just launched a dice, but that's because he fell off the table.
Not in anger. I mean, hasten to add.
It was just by accident. But Josh has been super nice. Nick's been super good. So massive shout out to the players. They've been in front of lights all day, and it's been a very, very long day. We're currently 12 and a half hours into gaming today. 12 and a half hours.
Yeah.
So there you go.
You are welcome, Paradox. I don't mind reading the list out for you.
Yeah. This is what we're here for. So I mentioned earlier that why don't we mic the players up, but this is so we can just answer questions and then tell you what's happening.
Yeah.
You can just chill, listen, ask anything you like, and we'll try and update you as much as possible. So we're just in Josh's turn 2 though. Just turn 2. Josh has 26 minutes left on the clock. Nick has 40 minutes left on the clock. Oh, Chris, don't do that to me. Pizza in a hotel, he says. Oh my god, don't do that to me, I'm dying. Facchini says, how can you beat Konrad's list? So, what time is it in London? It's currently 10:30 in the evening.
Yeah,
so 22:28.
Yeah. And we've been here since about 6:30 this morning, Mikey.
I feel like Gimli, that meme, like...
Yeah, we've been here for
16 hours?
16 hours.
And we're going to do it all again tomorrow, but just for you, from 10 till 11 p.m. Tomorrow. So we're going to start... we start streaming in 11 and a half hours tomorrow.
Stop.
I'm having a great time. It's called being Brandon Grant, so he did win against Killswitch. He's in the chat for the final for the LBO in January. But for that list, you just need to get lucky, I think. You need to be able to outmaneuver it and score all the holds and hold more, and hopefully survive and kill a couple of flyers, because they're so hard to kill turn 1.
Yeah.
So you either weather the storm turn 1 and counter strike, or you try and alpha it.
Yeah.
So.
Or you just play a massive horde of 200 Imperial Guard bodies And
Yeah,
just rely on
I
the
mean,
fact
Star
that it's not
Cannons are
gonna
really
kill
good, but they only kill two models, so.
them. Yeah.
Max. Because you guys are awesome, thank you very much. We really appreciate it. I want to say the players on stream have been really awesome as well.
Yeah, the players make it easy, right?
Yeah, they've been super good.
Tommy Gianni says it very succinctly.
Play the mission, tighten your butthole, and hope for the best.
He didn't say butthole. That's disgusting, mate.
I mean,
Why'd you have to,
right. That's
why'd
what
you
he
have to
meant.
make it rude, dude?
Because that's the sort of person I am, and it's been a long day. I'm currently enjoying my Monster and coffee, so it's going down very well. Vicini says my butthole was very tight for that game, so there you go. Well, if you can fight the Eldar flyer list toe to toe, you ignore him and kill what's on the ground, winning the mission. That's exactly what you got to do. Again, it just depends what army you're playing. If you're playing like knights,
It's not unbeatable, right?
It's not unbeatable, but it's a tough matchup for most.
Yeah,
It's pretty, if you're playing a horde, kill all the bikes. If you're playing tanks, you've kind of had it because there's so many flyers and fire prisms. But
yeah, it's really not easy. Certainly if you're susceptible to negatives to hit as well, because obviously the flyer's going to be ally top. So they're going to be -2 before you even pick up a gun.
Yep. Loads and loads of shield drones will be able to help you if you're playing tower with 3 Riptides, so just keep Riptides alive. So fair play to Fleet of 3. Fleet of 3 is that rule of 3, but like a weird way to say it.
Just boats.
Just boats, yeah. Boats. Maybe it plays Ravagers. Fleet of 3.
Gunboats.
Yeah, gunboats. There you go. So I'm sure we'll be able to get a bit of a roundup of what's happening.
Yeah,
on
is
the
it still
table.
Joshua Def's turn?
It looks like it because there's no score being updated yet. So we're just going to get a bit of a roundup of the table. I'll shuffle the camera.
Tank's on his way.
Tank's on his way.
Fill us in, Tank.
Okay, so the intercessors charged and swung into the neophytes. The guys decided just to pick up the neophytes because they had no chance. Now we've got because the aberrants are psychic stimulus, they get to fight first. So he's essentially getting a free interrupt, and he's splitting the attacks from the aberrants into the 2 hunters. And then the Tech Marine will swing into the Roxors.
Looks like he's just lost one of the hunters.
I'm guessing the Roxors will probably, if they don't all die, they'll swing back and maybe kill the Tech Marine and that hunter.
Fair.
How do you think it's looking for Josh? Tank.
It's looking grim now, to be honest. Nick's got a lot of good stuff to come in, and he's got enough CP for one more perfect ambush. So
Yeah.
I think the writing's on the wall, but they're having a great time. So
Yeah. As I said, both players have been super cool. So we are live at the Invitational Knockout Tournament in the semi-final. We have Nick Nanavati, the Brown Magic of Knights at the Game Table, versus Joshua Def of... Oh, what's his podcast called?
Someone will put it in the chat.
Crystal will know what his podcast called. I can't remember. Oh, it's like In Time of Battle or something like that. Something like that. That's wrong.
And Dionysus says, do you guys reckon GW will nerf flyers, I'm going to guess?
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah,
I hope
think
so
we're
anyway.
going to reduce the minuses. Minus to hit.
Take off the flat minus.
Yeah. Especially against a Latok.
Or just maybe they don't stack, something like that.
Maybe a Latok will go to cover save, similar to Raven Guard over 12. And only -1 to hit on infantry, which would make sense.
Yeah.
And then obviously the maximum you can do is -2 rather than -3.
I agree with Zaradin. I hope it is that case. They'll be down limited
max
to 3 flyers.
per hour.
And only 1 air wing.
Yeah. Well, there's max 3 flyers, so you can only get 1 air wing.
Yeah, true. Or just take air wings out.
Yeah.
Then you can only have them in battalions anyway, so...
In the finest hour, thank you very entirely unknown. You've been a legend. So in the finest hour is Joshua Def's podcast. He's really cool. So for some reason it's not working, but there you go. So we've lost Dan. Dan is gone. He's gone into the Nether. There we go. So those guys have been really cool. Yeah, I think what they'll do is they'll get rid of, they'll reduce the amount of flyers, or they'll make them stop being so many minuses on there, and they'll just make it -1 and cover saves if that. So we'll see. Max 3 in army, I think, is the best and safest fix in my opinion. Easiest fix is a point increase, but that's not until C8, which is the interesting thing. Vicini says nerf Mikey's army, which is always going to happen. So I'm going to buy loads of Eldar flyers. I'm going to buy some hunters, and I've got like 3 Thunderfire cannons. That's what I want to buy, and that's all going to get nerfed. So there you go.
It's going to get hammered.
Yeah, but that's what we've seen. We've seen Gene Stealer Cults dominate, we've seen Space Marines dominate, and we've also seen Eldar Fighters dominate.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see the patterns that emerge over the course of the actual GT rather than just the Invitational.
Yeah,
and because you expect lists like this
we're such a limited player base, but they are the best players in the world.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to use it as a sample because it means that Space Marines do well against players when you know how to use them, whereas in the GT overall they're going to be so popular.
Yeah,
they're probably going to have a negative win ratio just because of how popular they're going to be, Mikey.
Exactly.
And whereas these lists are chiseled for success, other lists might not be.
And they are the best players in the world. I mean, as I said, like Nick Nanavati and Joshua Deff are pretty high in the. Shall we look how high they are in the ITC rankings?
Make Space Marines bad again.
No,
hashtag nerf Mikey's
Actually,
army.
Actually, yes. Because currently I'm 4th in the world. I reckon after this weekend I won't be. So make them bad again. Everyone stop using them. Nick Nanavati said to me yesterday, "I'm going to play Space Marines for the rest of the year," and I was like, "What? No, no! I want to be best in the world." We got some funky tunes in the background. Nick Nanavati is currently 8th in the world in the ITC rankings. And then Joshua Death with the coolest name on stream all weekend. I don't think anyone can top that name. I bought a Perifium Leak where he was nerfed. That's unlucky. That's so unlucky. The Joshua Death is currently, he's 976th. I think he was really high last year.
Okay, yeah, I recognise him being
He's only got 3 of his 5 events though, so that's pretty good. A lot of other people have 5 of 5. Oh my god, I'm higher than Joshua Deff in the ITC rankings. Cheeky! But yeah, Nick has been playing loads of events this weekend. So Nick, 5 out of 5 with 1,000 points in the ITC. He got 10th place at the Adepticon. He got 2nd place with Gene to the Cult at Beef and Wing Brawl Major. He got 3rd place with the ATC Championship with Gene to the Cults. And then he got Spring Conflagration, which was a GT, 1st place with Gene to the Cults. And then the CTC Warhammer Championship Open ITC Major, 2nd place, for a total of just over 1,000 points, which is really good. Joshua Deff currently hasn't got full points, but there you go. He's only got three events.
Yeah, and the LGT this weekend will definitely add to that.
Yeah.
From what we've seen so far, he's putting in a pretty hefty show, and I'm sure he'll go. Yeah. I would hedge my bets on him going at least 4-1 in the main event, Mikey.
I imagine so, yeah. So Dick says, do you guys reckon these armies will do well on this terrain? Yeah, because the terrain's so good, really.
Yeah, I mean,
who knew you could say that?
The terrain's good for every army, though. Yeah. Like it's just balanced, fair, and applied to every single table.
Well, the thing with GC, the Cults, they will need to survive for the first couple of turns, and there's lots of places you can hide on this board.
Yeah, absolutely.
In every corner of the street, every corner of the board. So, have we dropped out, or are we all good?
No, we're good.
His real name is Joshua Death. Yeah, it's the coolest name. Joshua Death is an amazing name.
It's a crazy
Joshua
name.
Brind's Death, that should be his real name.
I wonder, like, you know how you hear stories about how people get their surnames from long time ago? Yeah. I wonder how he got his surname.
Yeah.
Maybe
means Crystal's last name is Death as well. Oh my god! Because that's his wife.
Crystal Death.
Crystal Death. That sounds like something else, to be fair. But that's the thing with as the Dangalang has pointed out, because Marines are just brand new and everyone's playing Marines now because they're so good.
Yeah.
It's going to change the meta. The Marine lists have all come out. They're all to counter the current meta, and then they're going to be able to. So everyone is going to have to counter the new counter.
Yeah.
So a brand new meta will be created.
So one of the things that I predict to emerge is not the rise, because they're still great, but they're still. What was I saying? Something that I think will emerge is some Tau, like Triptide, like you saw with Richard Ziegler.
Yeah, loads of damage too.
Because they're really good against killing Marines. Yeah. They're really good. What we saw, was from Nick. It's Nick's turn 3 now. Nick actually used Perfect Ambush on some hand flamers. Yeah, he's going to get them in there. It looks like they're about to run Riot, to be fair, the GSC. So we'll see what happens in that regard.
So currently in round 3. There we go. So we have confirmation that Crystal's last name is Death. So Crystal Death, and they have a daughter known as the Angel of Death.
Wow.
That is just fantastic. That's absolutely amazing.
Damn.
Joshua named it, but we all love it. Yeah, it was really,
Zarel
really
Instinct growing out to a rise. They definitely won't.
They need to get better. They need to get better soon. So.
I've just heard from the table that Danbo thinks that heads have gone.
Heads have gone. Heads are wrong.
Both players are too tired. They forgot what the weapon skill of a Space Marine was.
They both had enough.
Yeah.
I get hats off to those guys. They've been talking on stream.
So Mike from Beyond was denied.
No,
That's pretty good.
Nice.
+1 attack, +1 strength. Just got a big cheer from Josh at the table.
Yeah. Josh is so pumped right now. He doesn't know what's happening, but he's so pumped about it. They're shouting at each other, but everyone's laughing.
He also denied mass hypnosis.
That's it. Nick's not even going to shoot. He says he's not even effing shooting.
So just to piss all over Josh's bonfire, Nick has the ignore Overwatch relic. So he just charged that one first anyway.
It does not matter anyway. There you go. All those 1 damage smites for Chinu. Yeah, exactly. So
You what, sorry?
all those 1 damage smites. We're talking about Grey Knights in the chat.
Shut.
1 damage. Both guys are a little bit delirious at this point.
Yeah,
I think the word is. I don't even know because I'm also delirious.
Yeah,
so
same.
if that's the right word.
It's like you've been awake for too long and your mind just goes weird.
George Gorgievisky, thank you very much for following. I bet he's so happy I can hear it. Mate, he's having such a great time.
Yeah, he is.
So shout out to Josh. Shout out
Really
to
bringing
Nick.
the energy
Really
that
amazing.
everybody needs at this
High
point.
five, there you go. Nice big high five on stream. Yeah, both guys having a really good game. I mean, fair play to them. Their energy and enthusiasm at this point is just insane. Absolutely insane.
Yeah.
So,
It
fair
is
play to those lads.
Unfounded. Dumbfounded.
Dumbfounded, yes. Do we ever lean back? We were leaning back with
We're
the
leaning
microphones
back.
because I'm dead. I can't believe I ain't subject. Probably better judge for that. So thank you very much, George. I really appreciate it. Knowing my husband, he's probably happy you went this far in the tournament. Now just wants to have a good time. He's having so much fun. They're both players are having a great time. Does Elliot want to come have a chat? Tell us about what he's seen while we have a breather. So there you go, Elliot. Have a chat. Say hi.
Seem very excited American gentlemen
American gentlemen
throwing dice at each other.
in aggression or
Not in aggression, in happiness and frolic. Yeah, it's been hilarious. So Nick has been quite honest and said that he's made a few mistakes, such as letting the drop pod come in the back. Josh hasn't been able to capitalise on the mistakes probably as much as he wants.
Yeah.
So it's been an interesting game. There's nothing you don't know.
Yeah. So the Gene Stealers have been on for 3 games now.
Yes.
Which means it's kind of done the same thing every time.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to see how Josh is capitalising on some of the mistakes wherever possible. But
Yeah.
I think he's just kind of whiffed when he's needed to.
Yeah,
When
exactly.
he's needed not to, sorry. So.
Yeah, there's not a lot else different I guess Josh could have done. He went for the gamble early on with the slap plane. That did work out. He cleared off the aberrants pretty much. I think he was left with 2 aberrants or whatever.
Yeah. Took out like 4 or 5 aberrants when he did it, and then he tried to fight twice, but Nick vectored it essentially. Planned
did.
generation in the
You
making.
see, he was gonna. So he was using a stratagem before it, and it took so long deliberating that Nick had to swap over to his chest clock to decide whether he was going to use the vect at that point or not.
Okay.
Decided not to use it, allowed it to go on, and saved it to stop him from fighting again. So he actually
makes
saved
sense.
his aberrants.
Yeah.
So that was a good call.
A really good play. So thank you very much for that update, Elliot. Really appreciate it. You having a great
okay.
time?
I'm having a wonderful time.
Oh, fantastic. That's great.
It's funny watching these.
Great.
It's something different, because I always find that British 40k, when they get to like finals, it's almost like very much
Very serious. and very
retreating
boring.
to the other side of the board and really considering their options, whereas these two are just like swearing at each other and
Having a great
giving it
time.
large, and it's funny to watch.
Fair play to those guys. So George says, thanks for running the stream this year, dudes. Nice work. Well, thank you very much for having us. Thank you very much for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. Let me sort my microphone out. There we go. So it's Mikey and the Ginger Beast as co-host. So it was me, Mikey, and Toby. Toby's going to do a full catch-up of the table. So Toby's going to be in a co-host. Elliot, Tank, and Danny are all watching this game and giving me full updates, and Toby full updates. So we're all good. So yeah, we're just seeing how it goes. Are we giving Nick his British passport yet? Is Nick going to get a British passport after this? I don't think he'd be allowed out of the country after this because he's so drunk. But there you go. He's had a lot of beer today. But there we go. We're going to have Elliot, the ginger beard, joining us. Hi, Elliot. You all right?
Hello.
You're going to
Hello.
join us as co-host with me?
Yes, I'm going to co-host
Toby
for
had
a bit.
enough.
I think so.
Which is fair. We have been streaming for.
Have we not all?
We've been live streaming for 12 hours
Have we
and
not all?
45 minutes.
There we
Which
go.
is just, let's high five, Elliot. We're doing a great job. There we go. That's a terrible high five.
That was terrible.
So it's currently turn 3. We are in Nick's turn. Arthur, thank you very much for the follow. Dan's come over having a great time. He's having a great time. He's tired, I can tell. we are all flagging a little bit at this point, so we'll just be honest. You know, we're tired. We've been here since
Turbo tired.
We've been here since 6:30 this morning. It's currently 11:15. So
Let's not moan too hard. We want people to still enjoy themselves.
I hope you are enjoying yourselves. I'm just warning you that
Yeah.
if we start talking rubbish, and that's why. So it's currently round 3. It's Nick's turn currently. So Nick's. The thing is with these Colts, as we've seen all day, is they tend to have 3 rounds of deployment. They have so many units off the board. All the units are so squishy, but they hit hard. They hit like a brick.
And also in this sort of format with these sorts of buildings, it's really easy to hide them.
Exactly.
Little tiny models.
Lots and lots of L-shaped ruins to hide behind. What's Josh's list? I can't tell for what. Milky Moo, you can scroll down in a big white panel. And you can basically, there's Josh's list is in there.
So just had an update from the table, just quickly. There's still a lot of stuff that's still to be brought into play. Like there's some bikes.
Yeah.
I believe there's probably still a unit of acolytes that haven't appeared yet with like rock saws. Oh, aberrants. That pesky aberrants.
So is Nick taking Tom's place on Team England? So Tom isn't on Team England. I think he's on Team Wales. Nick is on Team England. So there you go. I'm tired too, says Diagnosis. I've been watching and painting my stuff all day. I think I haven't seen the entire stream. You have been a legend. I've noticed you've been in every single game. So thank you very much for tuning in, dude. Really appreciate it. You are a boss. Every other viewer currently watching is a boss. So thank you for tuning in, chatting.
Everyone's a legend.
I love you all. Nick is one of us. One of us.
Google Gobble, one of us.
Yeah, so he is a wild card for Team England. So he was at the ETC for Team England and helped win the event. So who's ready for GSC points increases in CA19? Oh my god, they need it. There's so many units. It's just insane. They're so strong.
I'm a bit of a unit.
Pardon?
Not as much as Tank.
You are too cheap though.
Yeah. I'm undercosted for what I am.
Undercosted. Who isn't ready for the Calidus nerf part 2?
No one. Everyone's ready for that.
Yeah. So the CP isn't currently updated. So Nick has 5 CP and Josh has 1 CP. So the CP aren't updated for some reason. We've had a bit of an issue with the app today. We're going to try and sort it for the live streams for the rest of the week, and we have 6 more games over the weekend. We have 4 tomorrow. So today's Friday. For you as you're watching, it's Friday in London. Tomorrow, in about 12 hours, we'll be into Game 1 of the main Grand Tournament, Game 5 of the stream. We have 4 games tomorrow, the final tomorrow evening around this time, and then we have 2 more games on Sunday. Not Grilled Pickle, thank you very much for follow. Tommy's a complete mercenary, gets a new nationality every like James Bond's rotating number plates. Exactly, yeah.
So just to let you know,
Go for it, what's happening?
the chapter master has just killed 8 acolytes on his own.
Just
Because he loves life. Because he loves life.
I'm pretty sure he's got 2 chainsaws as well, which is super cool. Simonaldo, thank you very much for follow. Hello there. Thank you for following. Appreciate it. Make sure, guys, if you do not follow us on YouTube, make sure you go subscribe on there. We're trying to hit the 10k. Trying to hit the big 10k. We love that big 10k. So, George, the lists aren't public there, but if you scroll down, you can see Josh's list, and Nick has loads of Gene Sealers. So, there you go. Mikey Moo. Oh, Mikey Moo, that's a cool name, isn't it? Mikey Moo, thank you very much for follow. Appreciate it. You legend. And then Wolf Priest, C. Jarl, thank you very much for follow. Appreciate it. Thank you very much for following today. And Crystal, thank you for the follow. We've had an insane amount of followers today, and I think everyone who follows is amazing. I think everyone's watching is super cool. I think everyone who subscribes is a legend, and I love everybody. I think that's the most politically safe thing I can say. I don't know what I'm saying now.
What did you say?
I said I love everybody. That's the most politically safe thing I can say. I don't know what that was. I said it and then I was like, that's not right.
Yeah, I'm not going to touch this. I'm going to go near
I have no clue what's going on, just love the models and the fancy. Well, thank you very much, Tank Jake. You are a legend. Purple 22, thank you very much for follow. You're a lad. George says, I've got all the lists anyway, so this was just my laziness. Well, stop being lazy. I apologise that the lists aren't streamed. We have Joshua Dest's list just down in the panels down below. I think everyone who follows should also follow the YouTube channel. Well, Dinosis, if you scroll down, if anyone scrolls down just a little bit, there's a picture that says subscribe to YouTube and a little YouTube logo. So appreciate it. If you click that button, it'll automatically subscribe you. So hopefully I can design an army and start the hobby soon.
So the Acolytes fought back. The Chapter Master tanked it all like a boss. And then the Patriarch ripped the Tech Marine to bits. He is now being reassembled in a Halfords.
Casper 574, thank you for follow. Just Nikos, if you want it, I will do it just for you. So there you go. How hard are the Iron Hands going to get nerfed? I hope on day one they all go up. They say if you play Iron Hands, every unit costs 20 more points.
I would, Nikos.
Just ridiculous.
I would.
I would too. I mean, it'd take me a long time. There's currently over 100 people watching, but you know, I will do my very best. So yeah, hashtag the big push from Dinosis.
With high temperature lubricant and a can-do attitude, nothing is impossible.
Exactly. We're trying to hit the 10k on YouTube, so do scroll down, click subscribe if you can. That'd be super cool of you. It doesn't cost anything if you've got a YouTube channel. Anything for a sub, indeed. If you want to subscribe to our Patreon, we're going to do some cosplay lewds if you like. So there you go.
You can buy my premium snap.
Premium Snapchat on
my bathwater, whichever.
Patreon.com/Hellstormwargaming. There is a link in the description. Oh my god, let's have another
I've got my own G Fuel, but it's ginger fuel.
Ginger fuel. So as you can see, all of the Stalkers, all but one of the Stalkers is now gone. Hunter, sorry. There's just one left, and a Relic Scorpius just on the left-hand side. So there's like a red blip on top of the Stalker, but all of Nick's...
Oh, the Patriarch just went and like nearly wiped out a Space Marine unit, but the Sergeant has toughed it out.
What a boy.
Yeah, the Sergeant's just remaining.
Yeah. And then obviously we've got all the Aberrants right in the middle of the board. So Space Marines will get point just until 2020 FAQ due to the cycle release. This is true. So yeah, so Josh just has one Hunter left and then one Scorpius. I can see Iron Hands being a backline army, but that may also mean that they have a harder time scoring because they're all at mech based, so they'll have the same issue as Tau. They'll kill really well and have to rely on late game scoring. Exactly, I totally agree. Will you guys do live coverage of No Retreat 8? So sadly we aren't going to be doing live coverage of No Retreat 8, but news in the making from Gibraltar. Is it okay if we hold hands? Mikey, move if you want to hold hands. I'll happily hold hands. Can a man not dream about Space Marine nerds? I mean, we can all imagine it. But I think everyone should just stop playing Space Marines, and I should play Space Marines. That's it.
So, at the end of Nick's turn 3, he got kill 1, hold 1, and another Butcher's Bill.
Wow. Okay.
Which does bring the score up to 13-13.
It is a draw going into round 4.
No, sorry.
Oh, so it's
yeah, because Nick
Josh's
went first. So yeah, so Josh will
probably
now
just
have
halfway
his
through
turn
10-3. But vehicles could move and shoot as if they didn't. Yeah, so I played an Iron Hands list yesterday with just all flies, and that was super tough. So, are you lot covering the Bad Moon finals in December? If Bad Moon want to pay us to come down, then we will probably try and cover it. But currently, we have this event and then no others publicly announced. In my opinion, Space Marines being so overwhelmingly OP is a good thing. It unites the community against a common enemy and brings us all together. Exactly, for the Imperium, for the mighty Adeptus Astartes.
It used to be Eldar, so...
Yeah.
I mean, Space Marine can have their time in the sun now.
Alex telling me to shut up. Mike, what are you looking forward to rules-wise with your Blood Ravens? Well, the thing is Blood Ravens don't really have any rules right now. So, basically, I get to choose, and I get to choose what I do. So, I mean, it's interesting. I've got to wait for all these supplements to come
just
out.
To answer Crystal's question, so we're just going into Josh's turn 3.
Yep.
Nick went first, so we are on the second player's turn 3. It is currently 13-13, so Josh now stands to go ahead if he can make something of this turn.
Exactly. So you can see that Nick doesn't have a great deal left because all the stuff at the back is dead. That's a dead pile, I believe. In the corner where his dice bag is, but he's just all of his big heavy hitting units are right up in Josh's grill at the minute. So currently it's a draw, but as I said, because Josh has a whole turn before it's Nick's next turn, so imagine that Josh is going to be taking the lead at this point. So, super interesting. They've got like an hour left on the clock. Josh has 16 minutes, Nick has 26 minutes. So there's still about 40 odd minutes left on the clock, which is super cool. Yeah, the terrain's really good. It's really dynamic because there's so much line of sight blocking, and there's the big L shapes in the middle, which is super cool. So fair play to LGT for sorting that out. This event, obviously a massive improvement from the last.
So
one.
the sergeant has fallen back from the combat.
Okay.
Has survived. Wow. You made 3 6-up saves.
What
Survived that
boss.
combat.
What a boss. What regiment is Josh taking? So he has a mixed army. He has a White Scar Supreme Command. He has a Crimson Fist detachment and an Imperial Fist detachment. So he's got a bit of a mixture. The list is just below in the panel section of Twitch.
Do you want a bit of a...
Yeah, so what we'll do, we'll get a quick roundup of what Tank's going to... Do you want to jump on camera, Tank, if that's okay? So Tank's going to do a quick roundup. We've got a bit of a field of interesting people behind. We've got Manny and Marcus and Mark. So Tank's going to give us a quick roundup of the game and how it's going so far.
Evening, everyone. Yeah, so these people behind, they don't seem to be paying much attention to the game, but they're missing out. So, yeah, Mikey and Elliot have been telling you what's been going on, but just some sort of insights from the table. Nick seems to be very drunk, and they're both having a great time. As you can see, Nick's got him pinned in that corner. He's got some units wrapped, and he's feeling quite good about life. To quote him, he just said, I'm feeling great because I've got 10 aberrants and 5 CP left. So he seems pretty relaxed. He's having fun with it. And Josh is just enjoying being on the stream and hanging out with Nick. So it's not over yet, but Nick's definitely in the driving seat. So yeah, we'll carry on and hope you enjoy the rest of the game.
Thank you very much, Tank, the absolute legend, giving me a break, giving me a breather, letting me stretch my back out a little bit. So we are live from the Invitational Knockout Tournament. This is the round 4 of 32 of the best players from around the world knocking each other out. This is the semi-final. This is the final semi-final of the game. So we have Konrad going through to the semi-final, who played against George White. So he's got Eldar, Flyers, and Fire Prison versus Nick, Nanavati with Genius of the Cults versus Josh and Astarte. Do you want to tell me about what's happened?
Yeah, so basically we just missed a few updates from the Psychic phase. So there was a Mind Rage. Is it Mind Rage? The new Phobos power?
Mind Raid.
Raid,
yes.
Raid, right, okay, yeah, so that failed anyway.
Okay.
And then they tried to cast Smite, and that failed.
Okay.
So not having a very good magic turn.
No good magics in this game. Tank looking flash, he's looking super cool today.
Oh, sorry, 1 Smite went through, so 1 magic trick did pop off.
1 whole magic trick.
And a whole...
What card was it?
A whole aberrant died.
A whole aberrant died. There you go. Nick drunk, no way. If Nick is drunk and still playing as well, then that's kind of impressive. He's been drinking all day.
It is very impressive. He's like knocking models over and like knocking the lights over and stuff, but still managing to make really good decisions.
Yeah, so as long as he doesn't break anything, we don't mind.
It's a bit scary, actually.
Yeah, he's very fumbly, but
I'm
he's
slightly terrified. I don't want to get in the car back with him. I don't want to be in an enclosed space with that man.
Is drinking allowed in a professional setting? I'm not familiar with competitive. Okay, so it's interesting because it's like these are the best players in the world playing, but like there's no contracts or anything like that. So it's just 2 dudes playing, so they can do what they like. You know?
At the end of the day, it's a game, isn't it? It's not a sport or anything.
No, it's not. I mean, something like in a sport you won't be able to drink, but this is just they're just playing, and if they want to get drunk,
I guess it's like if you watch darts. You watch darts professionally, and they're all pretty much steaming.
Yeah, it's practically mandatory, says George. What's the prize for the invitational winner? I'm not sure, but I'm probably can find out for you. I keep waiting to see him knock over that drink. Yeah, that drink kept wobbling, which is really, really scary. And yeah, there goes the drink. Yeah, so a drink's been spilt on the table, has it? You go. Crystal was just saying that I can't wait for that drink to get knocked over.
Rip that, Matt.
So it is a sport, Elliot. It's a tea sport. Get a sponge to dry up the tears of Nick.
Sports.
T-Sport, tabletop sport. # copyright honest wargamer.
We like sports and we don't care who knows.
Can't believe it. There you go. The drink was gone. Make sure you clip that, guys. We need that to remind Nick
I've just been informed that there has been another deep strike.
Was it a drink?
We got the perfect ambush on a rum and coke.
Perfect ambush on rum and coke. Fantastic. So there you go. So Nick's
and the gin as well. The gin, which is a severely undercosted unit.
Yes, it is. It's severely uncosted. It's like AP -4 if you take it straight. Only -1 with the mixer.
I apologise for the awful laugh. It wasn't me.
Sorry, that was me. That's it, Nick. No more drinks at the table for you. Kiddie table brew treat. This is why we don't allow drinks at our events. There you go. Wobbly drink syndrome. Signed to pour another one. Yeah, Coke and gin has gone up to 4p a glass. Exactly. So there you go. There you go. So, you know, we've had a drink knocked over. It's all happening. We are bringing you the hot 40k action. They're both shouting and pissing themselves, which is amazing. So, because you know, this is the semi-final, the semi-final of the London Grand Tournament knockout event, and I'm just like, oh my god, they're shouting at each other, it's drama, and I'm just like, oh my god, they're still laughing. Why are they still laughing? It's because they're both drunk. Both drunk, having an absolutely fantastic time.
Is he? Is he drunk? Oh yeah, he's drunk by proxy. Yeah, referred to drunk.
Exactly.
I think he's just on the G Fuel.
Having a great time. Hashtag, I wish we were sponsored by G Fuel.
Oh, there's some blue roll that's appeared. You know, it's the shameful.
White roll, that. It's not blue roll.
I know, it's not even blue.
What? It's a terrible roll.
It's Brexit Britain, man.
Brexit roll.
The blue roll's not even blue anymore.
Rubbish. So there you go, you can see James is getting knocked out by... Nick is getting knocked out by James because James is trying to dry up. He's one of the head TOs. He's trying to dry up the drinks.
It's like a pit crew. It's like the worst pit crew.
Yeah.
People should be watching this. I guess you're kind of seeing it, aren't you?
Oh, so Josh doesn't drink. He's drunk on life. He's not drunk. He's not drunk on beer.
So Nick's nearly gone through the table. He's slipping on the white roll.
Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll find out what Nick has left, and I'll just have a quick run round. You'll be alright, Elliot, won't you?
I'll keep people going. Feel free to ask me law questions. I won't answer them, but feel free to ask me them. I don't mind. So Mikey's just gone to check what's still left and what's actually going on. Why the rubber ducks? It is an Easter egg. If you don't understand why there are rubber ducks, then you don't need to know why there are rubber ducks. But do feel free to ask around within the community as to find out. Maybe at the end of the tournament, we will explain.
So I'll just find out what's left. So Nick, if you just cut to the top down.
Technology, eh? Oh,
so Nick has, if you look, so there's two L shapes in the middle of the board. On the left-hand side, there's a little pink dress. That's one of the Maguses. Then he has a Primus on Objective 3 and loads of aberrants in the top next to the hill. The terrain in the middle of the board at the top. However, Nick still has a unit of aberrants in reserve and a unit of bikes in reserve. I mean, that's right. That's right. Danny's just confirmed that is correct.
Filthy.
So it still has two big fat units in reserve, and it's still 13-13. Nick's pile of death, indeed. So, I mean, it looks like Nick's not got a lot left, but it's still got two big fat units left.
Yeah, it's still got very damaging units to come back in. So,
shall I have a look how many points those units are? So we have the Aberrants, which are 252 points, and the Bikes, which are 75. So, you know, another 300 points in reserve.
George has said, so someone asked about the rubber ducks. I said that we wouldn't explain what they were because they're an Easter egg and therefore they don't warrant being discussed.
Nope.
But if also, so George has said rubber ducks is a Hellstormwargaming thing.
I mean, it must be now. It's not, but
it's factually incorrect.
Factually incorrect. So it looks like we just got combat left to do in this turn. Or we're just finding out. We're just doing the roundup of the scores at the end of that. So Danny's going to give us a full update.
Okay. So there was a conversation going on about whether to use Josh's last CP to save the librarian or attempt to save the librarian.
So I should just say that Nick has 5 and Josh has 1 left.
Yeah. But then Nick reminded them he had basically a load of other attacks. So they're playing it out and see how it goes. They've chosen not to use the reroll.
I'm allowed to disseminate false news. Yeah, that's really true. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly disappear and be back in 1 second. You know how to work that, right? To switch between cameras.
I don't know how to flip between the cameras. You'll have to discuss it from a distance, Michael. I've been abandoned. I don't know what's happening. It's been 7 days.
So I'm going to let Tank jump in.
Okay.
So Tank's going to come in and chat.
Yeah.
Have a seat, Tank. So we've got multiple scenes. We've got table 1. If you look, so you've got these 2 here.
Just leave us with the overhead, and when you come back.
Okay, cool. I'm going to go for a peek.
Okay, so the guys are just scoring the end of the turn there, and that was Josh's turn. So we're going into top of 4 now, is it?
Sorry, I'm just being updated on the scores, so I'll just be with you in a second. Sorry, the scores for turn 3. Could you?
Yeah, so the score's still pretty tight after 3 turns for both players.
Could you run through them for me, please, so I could enter them into the app?
Quite big. Nick has still got 5 demo bikes, and more importantly, a unit of 10 aberrants, and he's got the 5 CP to fuel those for perfect ambush. So I don't know. I think barring anything going seriously wrong, Nick's still really in the driving seat. They're playing like a very loose, fun, good-natured game. It's been really enjoyable to sit by the side of the table and listen to them carrying on with each other. Looks like Nick's just planning his next sort of janky moves.
So at the end of that, Josh got kill 1, hold 1, and kill more. I think Dan's just checking whether they have any secondaries that have been scored. But at the moment, just on...
Looks like Nick's maybe moving those acolytes, probably lining up a wrap on that last hunter.
Interesting. So Josh actually scored another headhunter and another butcher's bill, which makes the score 18-13 to Josh.
Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.
That's not an insignificant lead.
That's going into turn 4.
Yeah, Nick losing his engineers early has been quite a big deal. So he's not going to get those 3 engineer points that are still on the table for him. Also, he's not really set up that well for picking up his remaining recons, although he'll probably use his bikes he's got to help him get that.
Yeah.
Nick just planning what to do with his aberrants.
Yeah, so interestingly, you were actually saying into the stream what Dan was telling me over the headset. So it was about the engineers and about how sort of Josh has negated that scoring that capability by killing his engineers early on, and he's also limited his recon.
Looks like Nick's not going in for the kill with these aberrants. Looks like he's deploying them out of sight on that objective, looking to sort of play the primary.
Yeah, Josh also doesn't really have anything that can deal with those aberrants now. They're a bit kind of untouchable unless he shoots them.
Yeah, has he still got a thunder fire cannon in that corner?
Don't know. Mikey will know. Is there still a thunder fire in the corner?
Oh, it looks like we've just seen a perfect ambush.
There isn't a thunder fire cannon, but I do believe that, we're getting a perfect ambush.
Yeah, it looks like we've had a perfect ambush there, and the aberrants have moved closer towards that. I think he's a librarian on a bike.
Oh, massive news, right? So they've only been given 7 more minutes to finish the game, which means that this will actually be a 2 hour and 15-minute game and not a 3 hour game.
Back to Mikey.
Hey boys, thank you for that. I was just going to do a full intel inspection of what was happening.
Yep.
What that was, there you go. So I hope everyone's well. Thank you to everyone who's been tuned in. So basically, because of the time in the venue, the event has run over. We haven't. We're not the organisers, but The event has run over a little bit, so they're going to be calling the game at 1:15. So 6 minutes left. 6 minutes remaining. So the venue is actually going to be closing. So they've had to say.
We're being told from the table that they're not rolling dice at the moment. They're just sort of talking everything through.
Okay.
But then we've just seen dice being rolled.
They'll just be doing the key rolls, won't they?
Yeah.
So they're just doing some speed rolls to see how things will pan
are
out.
going to be like 50-50 chance, so they'll have to roll them out, but otherwise have to just talk it through.
This is really interesting as well because Josh had got himself quite ahead on points, but we were just talking about how when this game plays to fruition up to turn 5, that Nick has a really good chance of clawing it back because the aberrants will just go through shit.
Yeah, and obviously, like,
I mean, stuff.
Josh has 1 minute and a half left on the clock by the looks of it, and Nick has 25 minutes.
Yep.
So that is a bit of a nightmare. It's not really good for any players, but it's like this is the problem when you've got a venue that's going to close at a certain time, and then what can you do? We've overrun. While the event is overrun. I keep saying we.
I mean, it's really, really difficult when you technically have 0 minutes between each round.
Yeah, exactly.
The rounds run to the minute, and then they
4
start
rounds, 3 hour
immediately.
rounds.
So,
but there you go. These things happen. So
yeah, we just have to roll with them. There's nothing we can do.
Yeah. So the bikes have just come in to grab an objective. The time difference is enough to Nick to win. Maybe finish up the game first thing in the morning. I mean, they could do that. To be fair, I mean, it's out of our hands. It's nothing to do with us.
Yep.
We're just here to bring you the hot goss.
All we can do is we're quite powerless. All we can do is commentate.
Yeah, here we are just to tell you what's happening, give you the full update, the hot action, tell you what's happening. And
In the same way that Gary Lineker can't affect a Man United score.
He can't. He'll just tell you all about it.
Just tell you all about it.
So.
And if the refs make a bad call, he's there to tell you that too.
Nick's annoyed that he wasn't told in advance.
So Nick's obviously disappointed. He's got so much time left on the clock. He's got half an hour basically of this game left to play technically. But
he's been told that he only actually has
4 minutes.
4 minutes, as opposed to the half an hour that's on his clock.
Yeah. So the venue is closing. The event has overrun. They've been told dice down at 11:15. So yeah, basically the venue's kicking us out. So what can we do?
Nick is saying like the game's done. I think simple on it.
Okay. So we're going to find out exactly how they end up calling it. I don't really know. The thing is we're out of touch right now. We don't really know what's going to happen. Essentially,
because that's the discussion between the head ref and the event organizer
and the players, yeah.
And the players, yeah. So
we can only watch what's going to happen. They're going to talk through the score. It is a bit rubbish that they've been told 15 minutes before when they're going to have to end, that they've got 15 minutes left. They were told they had up until midnight. So what can you do? It looks like Josh is out of time anyway, but I don't know if he's been concentrating the clock at this point. So
I'm sorry, Dan. Can you just repeat that, please?
So basically, they're going to talk through the game. Dice down at 11:15. We'll probably just end up just killing the stream and coming back tomorrow. To be honest, guys. So I mean, literally, it's out of our hands. It's out of the event organizer's hands now.
So going into Josh's turn, it is now 17-18.
It is, yeah. It's only turn 4. That's the other issue as well.
Yeah, by the ITC rule pack, they should play until turn 6.
Yeah. So the scores are a bit out of date now, but there you go. It's 8. The main score is right. So again, they're just trying to talk it through. 2 minutes left. This is not good. Not good. Yeah, it's weird, but it's like they're getting kicked out of the venue, so it's the judge's call, and they've just gone, well, you got 15 minutes left. Cool. Yeah. So it looks like that they're trying to talk it out. They're trying to work out what's going to happen in the next few minutes. It's a shame it's got to this point, but
both the guys seem to have a good relationship, so I don't think either one will really try to trick the others, and they're both experienced players. They're going to be able to talk it out properly. At least I guess there's that to fall back on, but this situation shouldn't really happen.
Vintress has just subscribed. Thank you very much, dude. Really, really appreciate it. This is just the way the world ends, as Winter's SEO would say.
That's just the way it is.
That's just the way it is. Them's
Things
the breaks.
will never be the same.
No. Same thing happened last year. The answer is you can't do 4 games in one day on this schedule.
Yeah, I'm going to agree. I mean, it's even been tough from a commentating side of things. I mean, it's not easy because you're having to do a lot of thinking, a lot of communicating. There's lots of backwards and forth, lots of networking. But I'm also thankful that I'm not having to make invitation deciding winners. Decisions for essentially 12 hours.
Yeah.
4 3-hour rounds, that's a 12-hour day. And that's not including any time around it, travelling to or trying to get some food. In fact, from 1 till like 11? It's just straight through. You just play straight through.
Yeah, from 2.
From 2. So from
2
till
5, 5 till 8, and then 8 till 11.
Yeah. So from 2 till 11, that's just a 9-hour stint where there's no break.
I mean, top lads for playing it out this far. They've both done really well.
Yep.
I'm proud of them. I only met Josh today, but I'm super proud of him.
It's been really
I met
tough.
Nick yesterday, but I'm super proud of him. Super proud of all the Hellstorm team doing the coverage. So, yeah, it's just a really long day, and there's nothing we can do. It's out of our hands, so it's nothing to do with us anyway. We're just here to tell you what's.
I think Dan is being updated by the referee, so we should have an update.
Yeah, that's the issue, because these are so tricksy armies. The players are super. They're really conscious of every single move, so they need to maximise the amount of time they've got. They need to use it all and play it properly. They can't make any mistakes, because then the other player will just capitalise on it. But so what can you do? So, I mean, it's one day. Hopefully, it doesn't happen tomorrow, Preacher. I mean, most events overrun. So, they're going to do it again tomorrow. Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully not. It's just the back-to-back schedule is really tough for this many games. So, but we'll make sure we give you bring you all the hot action tomorrow. We'll be starting at 10 a.m. BST tomorrow in about 11 hours. We'll be live streaming Game 1 of the main GT. Then we have Game 2 and 3. And then from 8 p.m. BST to 11 p.m. BST, we have the Invitational Final, which is going to be Konrad with Eldar versus...
So I'm being told that the referees have allowed 5 more minutes.
Okay, that's fair.
So that'll help, I guess. Still not the half an hour that Nick will want, but it's better than nothing, I guess.
Yeah, so another 5 minutes. I think Nick's trying to just say... The thing is with this sort of army, Elliot, it just keeps going and going. It's the end of the game when it starts winning, as we saw in every game so far with Genes to the Court.
Yeah, once it winds up.
Yeah, like turn 4, 5, that's when all the rest of this stuff comes in, finishes off what's left. Josh doesn't have a lot left. Nick does have quite a bit left. And obviously Nick has the entire board. So... These hand movements are killing me. I wish I knew what they were saying. Yeah. They're just trying to discuss what would happen. So both players are being quite amicable with each other. The thing is, they're just trying to say, look, this is probably going to kill this, so they're dead. This is probably going to do this, so they're dead. I'm going to score a point here and here and here. That's what's kind of happening. But yeah, they're bringing in a few more minutes. Hope your sim injectors keep you going tomorrow. Yes, hopefully. I'm powered by Monster and
I've just
Warhammer.
been told that it's 24-18 to Josh.
24-18 to Josh. Oh my god. I thought it was 18-17. So this is going to be...
I'm not too sure where the points are coming from, and we don't have time to be querying them because they need their time is very precious to them at the moment. So what we'll probably just have to do is get you raw scores for now, and then maybe fill you in either after when they've started up. If we've not got time, it might have to be in the morning, just before the first LGT open stream.
A quick rundown.
Yeah.
So... Yeah, so it's just that this is the thing. It just happens. What can you do? So, Rob's being super cool. He's a legend. I love him. John's been great in his mom jeans, as it's been dubbed.
The mum.
He said, "I love you." That's what he said to me, and I love the stream as well. So, I'm not really sure what's fighting, but the head judge, James, is keeping an eye. So. Tomorrow, if you're interested in watching the AOS streams, make sure you check out twitch.tv/TheHonestWargamer. They're going to be doing the live AOS coverage of the LGT, and we're going to be doing the main 40k coverage. Scrivo has the nicest mom jeans, some Yak Hunter said. So there you go. I agree. So, again, it does happen. These sort of things happen in events. There's no way you can get around it.
He said, "Are you talking to the Falcon? Don't talk to him. He's really mean."
He's a meanie boy. So... There you go. The truth is, everyone has to leave the venue because it's bingo and line dancing night before the pensioners. Yeah, exactly.
Call mother trucker, says Jack Hunter. Also, is it 11 p.m. over there? No, it is 20 past 11 p.m. So we've been streaming since 10 a.m. this morning. Okay. Okay, so what we've just been informed by Toby that Nick needs to get 6 points to draw or 7 points to win, and Josh has run out of time. So the both players have run out of time in the venue terms, but technically Nick has 20 minutes left on the clock. So he's got to look around and see what points he can score. So he needs to score 6 to draw, 7 to win. Hold more. Get an extra recon, so that's 3 points.
7 might be a reach.
But it's only round 5. There's still another turn after this.
Yep.
Get hold more. That's 2 more points. That'll be 5. Recon for 6. Might be a draw. Give Nick some more drinks to spill. Yeah, we're blaming. It's Nick's fault. That's why I'm getting kicked out.
Yeah.
For spilling that drink. It's not.
There's
really
plenty of time, really. It's just the venue are annoyed.
You guys, I really appreciate it. Nick off to a nightclub after this. I'm thinking going straight to bed like he did yesterday.
Yeah.
Mike, it doesn't happen at other events. No other event I've heard of has said it was a good idea to play 3 games back to back with no break. It is rubbish. It is rubbish. Yeah. When I made the timetable, I thought it was rubbish as well. But
like we've said,
the judge has called. They've got to finish it tonight. So Zach is watching, the head judge, the lead organizer of the event, along with James, the second head judge. I don't know how you have 2 head judges, but there you go. But Nick did have a Tinder match, so he's off clubbing tonight, probably, depending on how this game goes. Konrad won his final invitational game, so he's going to go into the final tomorrow. He won the semi-final against George White, which was on stream, and he won against Malik as well. So it's currently 24-24. We're going to get the... We're just going to get the final score, guys.
So how does the whole dice down thing work in terms of time? If he's sat on objectives, does he still count scoring them?
So he'll still score them, but he can't
move or roll any dice.
It's
right,
just,
okay.
It's just fair. But
he still counts as being on the board and being...
he's just there.
Right, okay.
So Tank's going to give us the final score. Tank's going to tell us the final roundup.
Okay, so what's just happened at the table? If he'd have finished the game, Nick would have won. But the event organizer and the head TO came over and said they'd used up the time. It was just a hard dice down. What are the scores now? And Josh Def won 24-23.
Wow. Okay. So there you go. 1 point win to Joshua Def versus Nick. Wowzer.
So he will go through to the final, which is the 4th round tomorrow, which begins at 8 p.m.
The 5th round tomorrow.
The 5th round tomorrow.
Shall we go to cut to reporter's camera? The commentator's camera? Let's cut there.
And then that will have to be it, because we are also on.
So there you
got
go.
to leave as well.
Hello. We got me, Mikey. We got Tank there. We got Danny there, and we got Elliot there.
Toby's on his way.
So yeah, we're just about to go. So round 1 will be starting at 10 a.m. tomorrow. So make sure you tune in 11 and a half hours. We'll see you in the morning. I love you all. Thank you very much for tuning in. Bye.
See you later.